Welcome back to the low budget LCS, and we started off with Bigfoot WoW sliding in with a tier 1 sub. Now, of course, I'm LeChance, but Bigfoot WoW, where could Bigfoot be? Who's my co-caster today? Oh, shit!
Right here.
That's the closest we'll get to some sort of surprise entrance
You'll
style.
still never see me.
No.
They hear me.
Well, you're an old-timey ghost. They can't see you unless you want to be seen. Yep. It's one of the three ghostly powers, of course. You can either be, interact with the corporeal.
Wait, is this a real thing that I'm supposed to know?
No, it's honestly a list of rules from an RPG that is not unlike Monster of the Week. And, that just gets me going. Guys, we're already in draft, cutting right to it. 6 bands in, and the first pick is already Maokai. We've got Buttermilk Lifestyle versus High Alert. This is Financial Group A, and we are not wasting any time at all. We are in it to win it. Let's go, Bigfoot. Talk to me about this draft. What do we got here?
You cut out for a second for me. What'd you say?
I'm saying, talk to me about this draft. What have we got going on here?
Well, we've got a pretty good B1 pick in Maokai. Any sort of pretty flexible. Like, he can go multiple positions. He doesn't really have any insanely hard counters. Very good flexible champion. So I like that on B1. Instantly picking on R1 and R2 bot lane, also pretty typical. Responding with another ADC and then another kind of flexible champion. So right now I really like Blue's draft because they have 2 champions that are very flexible in where they play, and they might not even know where those are going yet. Those might be, well, let's wait and see what the other team picks. So Buttermilk Lifestyle has a bit more of a flexible draft here, whereas High Alert, all 3 picks very locked in, can only really play them pretty much at one position. I've seen some people play Varus top. I don't think that's happening. So I think for High Alert, we're pretty confident in the Varus Rakan bot lane with Bel'Veth jungling. Buttermilk Lifestyle. Maokai can go top, can go jungle, can go support. Jinx is obviously locked into the ADC. Volibear also can go top or jungle. So, it throws a bit of a wrench in the works for High Alert's second ban phase. You see them ban the Hui, ban a Hui.
The first of many or any just saying way instead of Hui. Yeah. It's just so easy.
It being banned makes it less likely to happen again.
That's true.
I do like those. So on the one hand, Buttermilk Lifestyle's draft makes it flexible, so they probably have a harder time banning out top jungle support, which they did the right answer, which is, okay, ban the one lane that they're definitely not going to at least pinch that pool a little bit. It's the safer thing, but it does allow Buttermilk Lifestyle now to have 3 players instead of 1 be more flexible. So it's a nice plan, I think, so far, but we'll see what they do to round out their comp.
But Boa did say it's actually is way. He redeemed an it's pronounced like, I guess it's not. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to say, Papoa. Give you an Ev Dingus fact. I'll give you an Ev Dingus fact. I had dinner with the man one time. Ev Dingus. You want to know something secret about Ev Dingus? He is so polite. He's like unfailingly polite. It's actually wild how nice and kind he is. That's my Ev Dingus fact. Azir and Shen.
Hey, so we see where everyone's going now. It did allow them to get, so all of their sort of scheming did allow them to get top counter. They saw the Ornn. They were able to get top counter, jungle counter, and support counter. All 3 of the flex positions of Maokai Volibear. So they put the Shen top. That Volibear is almost certainly going to be jungle with the Maokai support. I suppose it could be Shen support. I mean, I'm still not entirely sure where these go, but we'll see in a second. I'm going to put my money on Maokai top, Volibear jungle, Azir mid, Jinx, and Shen top, Volibear jungle, Azir mid, and Jinx and Maokai in the bottom. And then High Alert, there's really nowhere anyone can go other than where most people probably assume that they're going.
Completely reasonable, and of course now I'll begin to cobble together. Oh, our bit rate is really high? Is that good or bad?
Good.
Is that good?
I bet you want a really high.
It's 6,000 kbps.
Sick.
Is that a lot?
Where are you seeing that?
It says the stream is unstable.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
This is on the back end. Yeah, that's right. Low budget LCS. When have we ever been what you would call stable? Okay, and put this prediction together. Game 1. Who will win? And while I type this out, Bigfoot, who do you think will win between High Alert, who's on red side, and Buttermilk Lifestyle, who is on blue side?
Well, I'll tell you what. It's going to have to be one of them.
Tell me more, my guy. Tell me more. This guy.
I'm gonna give you 2 predictions. One based on completely
You bitch.
irrelevant intangibles.
You bitch.
And
Are they
one
gonna be
prediction
different
based on the
teams?
champion.
Are you hedging your bets right now?
Well, I'll tell you what.
You are trying to weasel and wiggle your way out of this so hard.
High Alert in the lobby. All 5 of them have the same icon. Buttermilk Lifestyle.
Get out of
like
here.
4 or 5 different ones. So
Bigfoot's over here trying to like read the tea leaves.
I'm just saying, if that's something you want to think about when you're gambling, that's something you should think about while you're gambling.
Oh, we're just calling it gambling now. We're not trying to.
It's gambling.
It's gambling.
And I'm gonna tell you my real prediction in a second, but before I do, I want everyone to know that no matter what my prediction is, you should spend all of your schmeckles and make sure that you zero out that number underneath your little send a message bar. Because I'll tell you what, if you want to win big money and big schmeckles, you have to spend big money and big schmeckles. So if you don't do that, if you can't do that first thing, then you're never going to get that second thing.
That's just the worst advice, hands down.
Anyway, I think looking at the teams, they're actually pretty evenly matched. They both scale quite well in multiple carry lanes. They both have a couple of forms of engage. I think for me, I would go like 51-49 towards Buttermilk Lifestyle simply because of the Shen. I think Shen is one of those champions that turns margin fights, it swings them towards him, right? If 2 teams are so closely matched in both scaling, right? Orion and Belveth scale very well. Jinx and Azir scale very well. Both teams have engage. You've got Volibear, you've got Ornn, you've got Rakan, you've got Malk, right? So like in all these things, sometimes it's that small little thing. That Shen ult, when you didn't necessarily think about it in the back of your mind when you engaged, is that little small margin that'll take one team over the edge. So I'm gonna go 51-49 prediction towards Buttermilk. Just because of that one pick. I really like Shen in general as a pick.
I think that's completely reasonable. I do just want to say real quick, of course, beloved public figure Vega. Oh Hi Vega is, of course, the coach of Buttermilk Lifestyle. He is in chat right now. Gave us a little bit of insight here. He said, I asked my team to sync the icons, and they told me to get out of chat.
Never mind. They're fucked. It's over. I'm switching
Oh,
my,
no, that's not what I'm... That's what I was trying to
prediction.
All right, there you've heard it officially switched to High Alert.
Never mind.
From
not
Bigfoot.
Said everything yet. Switch it back.
Now, I also asked, you'll be marked captain of Buttermilk Lifestyle. You know, I ask every captain, I say, hey, what are some fun facts about your team? He says, doesn't miss a beat. Within the same minute that I send the message asking for the question, he says, Vega's the worst coach imaginable. He screams at us and gives us bad drafts. This is just misinformation from the captain.
We have an adversarial relationship.
It's yes, they do. But I think that's a real testament to Vega, that he's sticking with these youths here and trying to give them a better future. So we'll see how that comes and plays out. And of course, listen, there's a lot of great community members in this game, but also a shout out to Bear on High Alert, has been doing a lot with the stream team this season. You may have heard him on stream in the past couple of days as well. So listen, people are out here. They're going to be throwing bows, and someone's going to be catching them on the chin. Vegas says, I coached them incorrectly on purpose, so I laugh at them playing.
That's smart. That's really smart.
Ah, shit, that's good. Joke's on them. Joke's on them.
I told Bear I'd gift a sub for each kill unless he played Ornn. Shame.
Woof.
Shame.
Woof. So it was, listen, Luffy, maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Pickle
We're
Pickle
here.
Hater.
What'd
had this
Pickle Hater say?
conversation before. I just noticed the name, and I feel like I've had this conversation with him in chat before. That or she or they are my sworn enemy.
Yeah.
You can't just be going around.
You guys had to pick a war a while ago.
Yeah. And you just can't be going around doing that.
We wouldn't be doing our due diligence if we didn't acknowledge the it's pronounced like. KG says that Jinx is
Yinx?
now Yinx, which I love.
I'm gonna do my best to keep an eye on it.
Same. Likewise.
Yeah.
Excellent. Perfect. We've got 45 seconds left. Do you have anything poignant you want to say? Maybe something real good that
I'm getting some breaking news on the bottom of my screen right now, which is that TwitchCon Europe tickets are on sale now.
What? Oh my goodness.
If you live in Europe or just want to go to TwitchCon in Europe, I don't know, buy some tickets.
You heard him. Seems like 53% betting on Buttermilk Lifestyle, 47 on High Alert. You actually almost.
That's roughly what I predicted for the wins.
For sure within the margins.
Yeah.
But you didn't get it exactly, and therefore you have not won the prize for tonight, of course.
A Subaru Outback.
I was going to go with a 1997 Toyota Hyundai.
We both went cars. That's really funny. Also, Toyota Hyundai are 2-car makers.
Oh, fuck! This is where I reveal I don't know a lot about cars.
Oh, I got a brand new 2024 Mercedes Chevrolet.
You know what's sad is that you're making fun of me, and I didn't actually get it for a minute. I was like, a Toyota Chevrolet. Life is about learning and living, and I think that's the most. Oh, hey. Vega taught me this new fucking tech. My
objective timers got screwy.
No. You should just view my stream on Twitch. Oh shit! Wait, I can't see a thing. Hold on. Did I fuck everything up? Oh, son of a bitch! Get out of here! Oh, son of a bitch! I swear to Christ. Okay, here we go. We're good. Don't even fucking worry about it. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Level 1. We've got High Alert walking in, and they're gonna walk out. Oh, where's the fight thing? Okay, perfect. Now I have everything set. Also, Dragon Slayer Luke just subbed with Prime. They say hello there. Sorry, I'll do it in their voice. Hello there. This is Buggle's grandma. I'm still not sure about this whole Twitch thing, but I'm just glad my grandson has so many friends. See you at Denny's. That was, of course, Buggle's grandmother. An excellent woman. Bear walking to a bush. Egg Robber just going to trade some autos. They're going to get out of there. I'm just doing my job up there. Whoa, Bear down to half health, down to a third. Powerful trade up there in the top lane, putting Bear into a pretty rough early position. Bigfoot, you're a jungler. Tell me about these starting paths. Where do you think violence will erupt early on in this game?
So Belveth is gonna want to.
Sorry, here we go. Here's an engage. Great double knock up, and the action ends as soon as it was started. Please carry on.
Is gonna want to do a full clear. She's a good snowballing champion, so I've been playing a bit of her.
Level 2 engage. Rakan gonna go in here onto the Maokai. The Maokai's gonna W onto the backline, knock them forward. That's Exhaust getting dropped as well. I see an Ignite ticking onto Bullet right here. A flash away. Bullet going quite low. Dual Blades going up. One more auto will do it. And then Jinx will be excited. A great dodge of the Zac. But Bullet goes down. And now Rakan in a lot of trouble as the W connects. And 2 kills get fed to Dual Blades.
Honestly, it doesn't matter where the junglers are pathing now because both of them are now going to want to start thinking about bot lane, either to stop the bleeding or to get the bleeding to happen in even larger amounts. Jinx going 2-0 before 3 minutes is such an enormous boon for this team. One of the champions that takes the longest to get online in their comp, now all of a sudden accelerated by 700 gold almost instantly. Backs right away, now has 2 longswords and a dagger over Varus. Varus died, couldn't even buy anything. The second Jinx gets back to lane, that's about 1,000 gold worth of items over Varus.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually exactly 1,000 gold worth of items over Varus.
Yeah, that's a pretty wild lead right there. Exactly what you want to have happening. Dual Blades able to purchase 2 swords. Perfect for the name. Buttermilk Lifestyle definitely has something cooking up good here. And this Volley Bear, I really thought we were going to get a gank onto Bear. What? What are you laughing at?
just as a point of pride. Yeah. Speaking of jungle from before, though, right, as I was saying, Bel'Veth does want to scale. They're not a great early ganker, so it's going to be hard for them to shut down.
And as you say it, Bel'Veth gonna come in right here. That's gonna be the Rakan going up. Skiffy gonna come down. Let's see if they can land some CC. It is gonna connect onto Maokai, but this is a big tree. They've got to cut through, and that's a knockup. 2 turret shots onto it. There's the excitement from the Jinx. Dual Blades excited getting in the minigun, getting these autos off. Even though there's a big wave, they're gonna press forward. Rakan gets the knockup, and here we go. Still, the camera cuts away, so we can assume that they escape with their lives. But this is perfect for Jinx.
As if to punctuate what I was gonna say, Bel'Veth is a tough beat into a fed Jinx because you don't really have the tools to shut them down without doing something exceedingly risky because it doesn't really lean into your kit. So a gank there, while, you know, potentially saving the game, saving the lane, ended up just being another 300 gold into Jinx's pocket.
Absolutely, and I'm loving the cheers in chat here. Dairy Dynasty and hashtag Got Milk. Of course, will be the Twitter campaigns that will be in favor of Buttermilk Lifestyle here. Nice. Just classic top lane trading up here in the top lane. But yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. Bel'Veth is rough to gank early onto, and now you've got... That's always the risk, right? Something goes awry in a lane. Oh, here we go, potentially. No, Egg Robber's going to get out of there. When something goes awry in a lane, you have the potential to try and like make it right. Here we go.
Yeah.
We've got these grubs gonna get started up. But if it goes bad,
grub, I think.
It's even worse.
Right. And the thing about Bel'Veth's kit is that yes, she does have pretty reliable CC on her W. Like having early CC on a jungler isn't terrible. That knockup is fairly wide and it's got a decent range on it, but her damage is so low, and unless you have someone who's able to follow up really quickly with it, it just ends up being like a little bit of a poof, knockup, and then that's that. So that's what we saw there. They knocked up Maokai, but Varus and Rakan.
Oh, look at this flank around here. Volley Bear, there's the flash. Do they have the damage? They do not. Frog able to leap their way out.
Mm-hmm. So if I'm Bel'Veth or any of the other scaling champions on that team like Orianna, I'm just trying to farm, right? I want to get a bunch of gold. You gotta hope that Jinx doesn't get enormous. You probably give up a couple of neutrals. I don't think this dragon is something they can fight for. Obviously, the grubs are already gone. You probably want to try to not let them get 5 or 6 grubs.
Here we go, a gank again. Once again in the bot lane right here. Jinx looking to get another kill. Bullet going quite low. Gets the zap. That's 4 kills. 4 dual blades. That Jinx is having a day. Ornhorn's going to get called Egg Robber and maybe a little bit of trouble. Shen looking quite low. The assassin tank. Ornn gets it. High alert on the board.
Yeah, so trading, I suppose. I don't think the two things were necessarily linked, but you see Buttermilk getting an advantage in the bot lane, another kill over to Jinx getting this dragon, where while High Alert gets some gold over to them finally in the top lane, having the Ornn get that solo kill onto the Shen. So a little bit for both sides.
Oh, the shuffle in here. Maokai, absolutely. Frog in a little bit of trouble as Bear, because the Bear comes through. That CJ Stroud fan playing the Volley Bear comes through and gets that kill.
What sport does CJ Stroud play?
He's a Toyota Hyundai. And that's a callback. Things are going a little bit too fast for High Alert right now, right? They need this to slow down.
Yeah, but the other, I mean, it's so tricky here because if I looked at both these teams without any gold on them, I would want both of them to, like, both of them would want to slow the game down. They both like scaling. The fact now that Jinx has 4 kills, though, I don't think they mind speeding this game up. So they definitely want to slow it down over on the red side. Like, you definitely want to lean into a slower paced game, because if you go fast right now, Hyler's got there's nothing they can do.
Now, of course, if I can, contradict myself, there's also that fact that Jinx will scale super well, right? They've got Jinx in a 0. Long game still benefits them. The only thing they don't have is the scaling from Ornn, which will help balance out a little bit of it. But
well,
I mean,
there also isn't the potential, and this is why one of the reasons why I think Shen was so pivotal to this comp as well. But you do really, if Orianna's got 3 items, then a Jinx doesn't matter if you can catch them with a Shockwave. Right? I don't care how much you scale. If you're a carry and you get Shockwaved by an Orianna with 3 items, 4 items, you're dead. So that's part of it as well. Not necessarily that their champions scale better, but the one way to stop the fed Jinx is through champion.
Absolutely. Speaking of stopping someone, they are going to do everything they can to stop Bear up here in the top lane. This is a 3v1 award in the bush. Do they have the CC? The flash forward in the show. Oh, but he went unstoppable! But Bear will still get taken down as Volibear turns that tower off and they get the kill.
I mean, he played that about as well as he could. Obviously goes down in the end, but that was a pretty cheeky unstoppable. Nice traps there from Jinx as well. So people are playing well. And if we're doing a little like 10-minute check-in, if everyone's playing well and one team's got 2k gold more, I think Buttermilk is in a pretty comfortable position here at the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, for sure. Now, the interesting thing about early leads is still early. You got to be able to close this game out. Lots of health on these towers. You need to translate the kills and the money into objectives. And that can be the tricky part.
And that's exactly what they need to show that they can do right now, right? Because it looks like they're going to get the 6 scrub mark, or at the very least 5. They're on them right now. That's 4. They're basically uncontested. This is going to be 5 right here. They're starting to get contested, but it'll be too late, so they're going to have these buffs. So now it's a question of, okay, great. We can get kills. We can get a dragon. We can get the grubs. Can we turn this into towers? Can we now use this 6? Having 6 grubs is huge. Like, they can run these towers over now if they allocate their resources right, if they move their laners in the right places, if Maokai roams well, if Volibear paths well. So that's the next step in this game plan. Now you have this gold, and like you said, how can we translate this into objectives? And turrets need to go down very quickly if you want to start snowballing well.
No, absolutely. I mean, Ornn still does have that damage, but as long as Shen's even able to hold them still, and I'll say this, even a fed Ornn is going to have trouble contesting with the impact of a fed Jinx.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, the elephant in the room is just how fed this Jinx is. And Jinx is one of those champions that it's just, I don't care who you are, if they're fed.
It's the poster child
scary.
of being fed.
Yeah, exactly.
Been around for long as anyone can remember. If you've been playing League for any amount of time, you know how scary a wealthy Jinx can be.
Yeah.
Skirmish happening up here in the top lane. Lots of skirmishing happening up here in the top lane. Very much so. They're about at even health. There might be a skirmish down in the bot lane as well, as we see 30 seconds until Dragon. Both these teams going to position for vision. Of course, vision extremely important in this game, right? If you're walking into darkness, you are probably going to get taken down. A fight about to burst off here as CJ Stroud. The Rakan ult goes off as well, but Rakan not really able to connect with anybody, and that's the Maokai ult. The Jinx is here too. That's going to be the Orianna who's going to get caught, and there's the Azir ult. I was going to say the Shurima Shuffle, but that was just slamming them into the wall. Dual Blades getting those rockets off, and that's going to be Dragon. Just turned over. They get a pick, they get a kill, and I got to say I think High Alert is right to walk away.
Yeah, I don't. It's good that they cut their losses with just losing 1, but that's a tough contest to begin with. You really, not only is your team down in gold, it's on that side of the map where that objective is, right? The biggest gold deficit and disparity between roles is in the bot lane.
Oh, that's a flash into it, absolutely, but a cleanse and a flash away. Bullet decided that they want that distance. Rakan considering about going in here, but they're just going to go for some plates. Those are the first plates, first 2 plates taken in bot lane.
Yeah, I think that worked out okay. They get the flash out of the Varus, they lose the flash of the Maokai. It is what it is. I think it was smart for them to not keep pulling the trigger. Jinx would have gotten turret aggro, and it's too risky. The one thing you don't want to do, I think one thing that teams, a sort of mental trap that teams fall into sometimes is if they get someone fed, they want to keep snowballing, and they will take risky plays where they're essentially like equally weighing snowballing further versus giving up ground, where it's almost always better to do nothing. So like a turret dive there, could Jinx have gotten 2 more kills and then been 6-0? Yes, but they also could have died, given over a 450 gold shutdown over to Varus, and now all of a sudden your gold lead is significantly smaller. So I think it was very good that they pulled off there. I like the idea, but I even more than the idea, I like the realization and the read that this wasn't good. We're just gonna stop.
Right. Oh, there's an Orianna ult. That's a Rakan, too. The call's being made, and they might have the numbers. The Ornhorn being called gets 1 target, maybe 2, but Doublades is here as well. If this Jinx gets excited, it's going to be over. There it is. There's the first kill. The rockets are flying. Ornn's going to get cut through, but they're going to turn to Frog as a flash away, and CJ Shroud, he gets the CC, and there's the kill. It's a double kill for the Volibear. I believe Jinx got a kill as well. Yes, indeed. And so, too, will this Rift Herald be picked up.
Those are such damned if you do, damned if you don't moments. You see the objective, and of course you don't want to give up more, but it's just so hard to take those fights. Once Jinx shows up, it really is so hard. I mean, we saw a little bit about what I was talking about there, right? The proof of concept of we can get a catch. It just is they have an item in the quarter, you know, so it just isn't enough follow-up.
No, too true.
Get immediately. And this is exactly what I mentioned earlier that we wanted them to do, and they're doing it, right? They're turning this gold lead into turrets. They're gonna take, they took all 6 Void Grubs, used it to take mid, used the Herald to get the 2nd tier mid down, using the Azir turret to push up. I would not be surprised if top and bot lane turrets are very long for this world, especially with that grub buff. It's really going to be tough for High Alert to figure out how they want to allocate their lanes, because it should theoretically at this point be pretty easy for Buttermilk to say, okay, we're going to put people here and then bot will die, and then we'll put people here and then top will die. It is kind of just standing gold for them with this grub buff and with this gold lead they have, especially after that last team.
Absolutely. It is remarkably powerful, and you never want to be staring down the barrel of 6 grubs. But if you do, you know, you and I have talked about this, about how objectives in League of Legends, it can just be sort of a game of negotiation. Okay, this team's going to take that, we're going to take this, but you need something to ante up, and right now High Alert doesn't have something to ante up. Both dragons have gone over. Right, next one is going to put Buttermilk Lifestyle at the soul point, which means they will have all the cards. I love this play from them, though. It's going to connect onto Dual Blades, but no more CC is going to go in. They do actually get it onto the Jinx. They need to capitalize. There's the Orianna. That's the shutdown onto the Belvath. They've got some success here. Look at that. A beautiful ambush from over the wall leads to 2 kills, and the vaulted Jinx has been slain.
They get the pick exactly where they need the pick. They get it onto the Jinx. They get it onto the Maokai. I don't know who got the shutdown, either Belvath or Orianna, but honestly, it doesn't matter. Gold on either of them is totally fine right now. Orianna, again, it's all going to hinge on how they can get these picks. Can you get a Shockwave or a Varus ult like we saw there, though? I think that's a little bit harder to land.
That was a max range Varus ult.
That was really, really clean.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, we certainly do have a game. Lil Dear Lilia is right on the money. Yeah, no, I think we need to see some repeats from that if we're High Alert right now. Here's the problem. Is that's a pretty hard play to pull off consistency. Yeah. If everything you do is a trick and a trap, well, then the other team is going to be even more vigilant. And when you have a Maokai, traps are really hard to spring against that team, because you have essentially an infinite vortex of living wards that can be thrown out into bushes.
I will say, though, on the flip side of that, of all the ways that High Alert has to engage and pick someone, that is easily the hardest of all their options, between Ornn ult, between Shockwave, between Rakan ult and E. So, yes, they were able to pull it off. Yes, it's really tricky. It is the hardest one they have, though.
True.
So it is gonna only get easier.
Bigfoot, look at this. We've got, oh, here we go. There's the Shurima Shuffle. There's going to be a Sombrero, though, and Verisolt's going to be thrown in, too. Do they have the damage? The Ornhorn's being called. Where's the Jinx? I've lost eyes on her. The damage is coming through. That's going to be both supports. Dead. Oh, Jinx is still alive and excited, and there it is. Bear forced to flee, but the flash forward. The Ornn goes for the assassination, but it's just not enough. And surprisingly, Orianna, who was originally the start of this all, is still alive. 2 for 3 out of that fight.
2 for 3 is not the worst in the world if you're this far down.
Not at all.
And Jinx is low, right? Again, this is just all I'm saying. Like, if you're high alert, you just need to hold on until your follow-up damage is a little bit more. That Jinx is so low, and if the Orianna had one more item, that Jinx is dead right now.
Yeah.
And it started with Ori getting picked.
It did.
So I cannot stress enough how vital Shockwave is in this. We saw that fight almost got turned on a Shockwave. We saw a ton of damage in the bot lane on that Shockwave. It's one of those abilities, like a Blitzcrank hook, right, where I don't care how much gold behind you are, if you wait long enough, there's a chance that it will save you the game. So
yes.
They just need to hold in there. Something's working against them. That was the 3rd dragon that Buttermilk just took.
Yeah.
If they get one more, they've got soul, and that is a dangerous soul to get.
Absolutely, and as you've said, should they find themselves on the back foot, they still have all 6 Void Grubs. Very rough position to be. But what I was going to say is, before that pick happened on Orianna, High Alert actually had the inside track. They did a great job of beating Buttermilk Lifestyle to the objective and clearing out vision. And I think, in part, the reason they were able to respond at all is because they were working within a very well-warded area for themselves. And Buttermilk just did not have as much information. Now, will they make it to the next objective before Buttermilk? That's the question, but this is what we're talking about. If you have gold, you still have to wield it effectively, and I do like this from Buttermilk. A page out of High Alert's checkbook here. Frog knows something is wrong. Their instincts are correct. Oh, buddy. Oh, there it is. The trap has been sprung. Frog living for longer than I think anyone thought they would, but feeding the kill right into the jaws of that Yinx. And here we are.
Oh, I've forgotten the whole
Me
time.
too.
The champion we've talked about.
Look what's happening. Look what's happening. Look at Baron right now. Look at this play from High Alert. A pick on the bottom side. Most of the team of Buttermilk down there. The Egg Rob are able to walk over. This Baron is down to half health. They might be able to pull this off. Jinx Rocket coming through, but they are actually going to pull off. They're going to try and pick this Shen. That's a hard target to pick off, and the rest of the team is coming. The Maokai ult coming in. The Ornhorn being called. Sent back, knocking up 2 members. 60. That Belvath so low, basically not able to be a part of this fight, and Bullet has been pulled away too. And look who's coming forward. It's the Yinx. The gaping maw of the Yinx closes down around its prey as Bear is forced to flee up into the top lane, and eventually he will fall, and now the Baron is up for grabs.
Shen gets out too, and that's going to be Baron for them unless Belvath has a miracle steal, which is possible.
Give it to
they've
us.
got Q, they've got Flash, they've got Smite.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, at this point, you have to go for it,
This
right? Now you're down 10 kills. The last couple of fights have not gone your way. Orianna could try to do a Shockwave, but they you know, it's easy to read. They're just gonna give it. Okay.
Absolutely. Gosh.
This is dire straits here for High Alert.
Dire straits, I do gotta say, I know it didn't go their way. I loved pulling the trigger on that Baron. And almost,
yeah,
I think they should have stayed on it. I think they should have stayed on it. They had it a little bit over halfway down. I think they should have committed to it. Maybe it would have been tricky. Maybe it would have gone bad. But
it's a flip either way, right? You know, like if you might as well try to end it up with the gold in your pocket and the buff not on them. If you're gonna get wiped in the Baron pit, maybe have something to show for it.
Right, absolutely. But I like the gumption. It shows that High Alert's spirit has not been damaged. These guys are just making up play after play after play. And Jinx, obviously doing damage, but not as... Oh, look at this. Bringing some pals. High Alert looking for an angle, but the Jinx traps rooting 2 right there. And Maokai and the flank now. Who is really trapped? Teleport coming through here. Bear now quite low. You'll be marked over the wall. He's going to come in. A big shuffle. Grabbing 3 people, killing one of them. There it is. Bear falls in the end. Belvath 2. And that is going to be a 3 for 0 as an expert collapse from Buttermilk Lifestyle, and a Baron push-up in the top lane.
I mean, there is a chance that this push ends the game. That was a big win of a fight for them. They've got Grubs, they've got Baron, they still can push forward. They've got volley ult, they can dive.
Hold
the shockwave down. Oh, he has to ult away. Okay, so trading shockwave for volley ult probably saves you the game there.
Yes.
I think if volley can ult that turret, that's at least an inhib down. Having to use it means they retreat here with the Baron, but they also see Soul coming up in 24 seconds. Having that Mountain Soul is going to be so nice for them. They're already a pretty beefy team.
Speak it.
Shen, Volley, Maokai, all full tank. You have Azir, who goes a pretty beefy build, and just any amount of health on Jinx is going to be incredibly helpful, and that shield is just essentially extra health, right? So the Mountain Soul...
I mean, they're running around here.
Yeah,
let's see. The inside track is for Buttermilk. And they've got the tools to do it. They drafted a team fighting comp. They're able to do it. So here we go. The trigger being pulled. That's the Ornhorn being called down to 2,000. Blue team is going to get it. And now with the Soul, the fight is going to break off. Bullet in the backline right here. Has the ult been used? And we've got 3 people grouped up. And they're actually capitalizing on this even with the Jinx here. That's a double kill, though, for the Azir. 2 for 1. But still, High Alert is able to get something out of that fight.
Ori not there means they don't get more, but...
If Ori was there, I think that those 3 people die.
I think that's, yeah, if Ori's there, that's a different fight. I think that's such a tough fight to contest, though.
Totally. Totally.
But you have to contest it, right? Like, now that I don't think, barring a miracle, I don't think this game is going to still be going when Elder spawns.
Sure.
Right? Like, I think this game will end in the next 5 minutes and 18 seconds.
Right.
So, I think you have to contest that. I don't think you're in a position, if you're High Alert, to say, well, we let them take this, and then we'll just try to get the Elder and have a miracle, right? You have to kind of assume odds are it's not going to get to Elder.
Right. And of course, it'll take a miracle, but of course, we are in the business of miracles. So let's see if we can, I hope we see one today. I hope that's what happens, just because I want to see what a fight when you're 10k down, but you've got Elder does look like. But as long as Jinx keeps positioning well, I mean, Quan has been playing out of their mind.
Yeah, and now at this point, you've got other people who've got...
Oh, here we go. A pick? Absolutely. Oh, the kill goes on to Rakan.
Yeah, it's sad.
They get it, though. But
yeah,
you wish the gold went in 2 different pockets.
Gold. But, yeah, you do want that in a different pocket. That being said, right now, we're in a bit of a lull state. There is... nothing up to take other than turrets. I don't think that either team really can take a turret. High Alert can't really push too far out to take an outer turret, and even with the game state in the gold as it is, I don't really think Buttermilk is going to want to try to sort of force the issue. I think for them, they want to set up vision, they want to set up waves, they want to get this Baron on spawn. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Maokai. Yeah, he's going right towards top side now that he is respawned. He's got wards aplenty, so we will start seeing the Baron pit light up. Waiting a second and take... You should wait 5 seconds, wait 5 seconds. Even wait longer. Yeah. Oh, look at this. They did it. Oh, they didn't do it. It only lasts a minute, so if you wait...
you want it to overlap.
You want it to overlap a little for the fight? It's just like a little tiny thing, but once you saw it test, it probably isn't worth it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, it's gonna be... If you're Buttermilk, your plan is Baron into lights out.
Totally.
If you're High Alert...
Uh-oh.
I don't really know what
pings on the map. Yep, speaking of High Alert, Bear flashing. They've got 2 more people out. This will have to be a great escape if they are... Oh, God, I hate this feature of the League of Legends spectator client. Just listen to the notes of the fight. All right, Bear does go down. We kind of assumed that's how that would play out, but it does indeed happen.
What if it unfroze and it was only Bear alive and
just
dead?
The dust settles. Oh, that'd be sick. That'd be great.
Oh, wait, they have a... There was a visual bug. That's a Hextech Soul. That's not Mountain Soul at all. That's even scarier.
Oh my God, it is.
Oh no, Jinx is so scary with Hextech.
Shoot, Yeah, all right. That's a different situation. Absolutely.
Oh no, it's I'm gonna be honest with you, it's worse. It
Yeah,
is
Hex
so much
Tech,
worse for Highlight.
we have spent this whole time being like, it's Mountain Soul.
Mountain Soul would have been pretty good. Hextech is terrifying.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage for sure. But here we go as High Alert begins to mount a defense, starting in the top lane, but a battle I'm sure which will range all across their base. A zap connecting onto Bullet right there. Oh, two zaps
like in a
from
kind of
Jeez.
flanky position.
And
but-
the rocket.
Oh no, I mean
It's just so much. You got to go back. Egg
And
Robber.
that's yeah. I was gonna say exactly what you were gonna say. That's just Shen spilling the whole time too.
Yeah, it's just a good move by them. This is the classic 4-1. You want to split the forces. When you're sieging a defensive position, you don't want them to be able to accumulate all their force into one place. Here we go as the Maokai ult being dropped. High Frog trying to put the shield on, but that's how much damage the Jinx can do. And they got the Orianna ult, which is some damage, but an inhib not too far behind. And Shen has brought an army of minions down to the bottom lane as Buttermilk Lifestyle attempts to rotate over.
That's a couple of turret shots there, but I don't know if it's gonna matter. That oh my god, Azir just moving a couple of soldiers through chunks out.
Azir's 5-1 and 2 and has been playing out of his mind. A great shuffle there. Probably wanted to bring them a little closer to the team, but you know what? This works just as well. One Nexus tower down. The next, they're just going for it. The Ornhorn's going to be called. Something has to be done. That's a great taunt. But now the front line, Bears coming around, maybe looking to some target, but the Nexus is down to half health as they just start to weave the autos in. And this could be a good defensive fight. Will they be able to push them back? Actually, is there any damage left? Onto the Nexus! The Jinx gets the last shot, and Buttermilk Lifestyle does indeed take game one.
That was a great game, a really good closeout, a nice clean snowball win. You get fed in one lane, you use that to make everyone else win, and that's, you know, a pretty fed Volibear, Azir, Jinx running through the other team. At the end there, that was, I love that ending, right? They were like, well, maybe we'll rack up a couple more kills. They were like, oh, no, maybe we should just kill Nexus.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, even in the face of no Nexus turrets, High Alert was like, we'll kill you if you let us kill you. Like, we're still doing this. A great game one. And of course, let me choose the prediction outcome. Buttermilk Lifestyle
Give me my money.
Game one. Look who's walking away with some more schmeckles in their bucket.
And we just spend all of them.
I gotta say, damage chart is scary, right? Obviously, Jinx and Azir take the cake. But Ornn, really high up there. Varus, not too far behind.
Yeah.
I think
Ornn just farms damage though, because he just trades the whole lane.
Yes. No, for sure. For sure. And Bear did have a great game up there in the top lane, sending you an invite to
Accepting your invite.
Vega just made 6K. Alex K's made 11K. You're fucking rich.
Ooh.
Yeah, damn right.
Screenshotting this. This is what happens when you follow the Bigfoot gambling strategy.
Ah, damn it. Don't.
This is proof of concept.
Shit.
Just listen to my satisfied customers. Oh Hi Vega says, LOL, I made 6K.
God damn
Alex K says, I just made 11K.
This
I'm
isn't
fucking
a good thing.
rich.
This isn't a good thing. I didn't think about what would happen if it ever worked. I truly think this is the first time we've seen this work for you, but
not the last.
But not the last, he says, as we enter in to this second game. What do we think's happening here in terms of they are going to switch sides, which means I do have to do my job, which I am furious about.
What a nightmare.
It is, dude. I have to move these graphics around. I mean, like, very inconsiderate to switch sides for a reasonable strategic. Bigsby says we need to unlearn Belveth's name. Have I been saying it wrong? Do we think that's what they mean? Also, Bigsby, is that a reference to... Oh, shoot, what's that graphic novel? Delightful graphic novel all about fantasy... like European fairy tales that have come to life.
Grimm's Fairy Tales?
Nope. It's but there are Grimm's fairy tales in that.
He says no.
Okay, knew what I was talking about enough to be like, you're fucking wrong, dude. Also,
I see you're glossing over another message.
what was that? Shout out at Discopsia for making our amazing logos, says Vega.
Oh,
That's great.
Blew right on by.
You want me to go a little more up? Fine, I'll say Well, hold on, wait a second. Discopsia says, "Oh my God, that's my logo. That's beautiful." I'm sorry. What did Les Force say?
Les Force says, "Before Bigfoot's gambling class, I was in Schmeckle poverty. Now I'm a part of Schmeckle royalty."
You guys aren't doing a good thing.
Don't worry, I screenshotted that too.
You guys aren't doing a good thing by giving him this.
Wait till I start printing out brochures and handing them out at our first, if we ever have an in-person event.
Now, what did Luffy say? Hold on. Luffy may have said
Did I
something that
miss another
supports
one?
me.
Luffy made 1K. I'm gonna ignore the part where he tells me to leave him alone.
Who
I
is
will
Bigfoot?
never leave you alone.
Man, leave me alone. Stop calling
I will
me.
never leave you
Well,
alone.
He also says we need more democracy. Quickly
We
call.
need less democracy.
No, we need managed democracy. That's what
No.
we need, and we need
We
to
need
spread
a-
it across the galaxy.
Oh, smart. I was gonna say we also need. What we really need is a benevolent dictatorship.
Right.
And I
Sure.
humbly accept.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
All right.
I know what the people want.
Ah, shit.
You got you good.
All right, drafts starting right now, and that's Maokai.
Oh, my link didn't. Sometimes my
Taken-
chat doesn't. I join
want me to
the
send it
chat
to you?
doesn't
Let me
auto
send- let me
scroll. No,
send-
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
All right.
Maokai ban. Like the Maokai ban. Maokai's annoying to play with. 5 ban. Cool. Buttermilk. 3 bans of champions we didn't see last game. Clearly they've got a strategy. High alert. Round 1. Pick 1. Brand. Flex pick. Can go realistically 3 rolls as well. I like a blue side first pick flex. Buttermilk now, their turn for the Varus, and they run back the Volley Bear. I do think High Alert no long. I think the value of Volley Bear in a flex is slightly lowered because they're probably assuming that's jungle, unless it's like a crazy mind screw and it's actually going top. But I think we can probably assume mostly safely the Volley Bear is going jungle. Curious to see what High Alert wants to do in the bot lane now that the Varus is gone. And they take Smolder. Smolder can go mid or ADC.
But it's annoying wherever
Could
it
go either
is.
way. Yeah. It's annoying either way. Another scaling champion, which we talked about last game, right? The value of scaling champion. Smolder, very high scaling champion. Gets those passive stacks. Gets real beefy. Damage-wise. Probably going ADC. Again, could go mid. Both of these picks so far for blue side end up being flexes. That new is probably jungle, which means the brand is probably support. But I suppose could be mid. Yeah, I like blue's draft so far in terms of sort of concealing their picks. I'm interested to see how they bring it all together as a 5 champion composition. I'm seeing a little bit of threads that they could go to in terms of how they want to draft their last 2 champions. Buttermilk Lifestyle, another real beefy comp. Volley Bear, Mordekaiser, these are
Big beef.
boys, big beefy boys. Banning the Jinx. Banning the Jinx makes me think, obviously, that
Thinks?
they think
Banning
that
the Jinx makes me
Smolder is
think.
mid. The Yinks. Banning the Yinks makes me thinks that they are assuming the Smolder is mid.
I mean, listen, this might be the privilege of scouting, right?
Yeah.
They might be like, okay, we know who plays some of this at the very least.
Yeah.
Disco Pixie said, wow, I was saying it really wrong before. Disco Pixie says, oh shit, is that egg on Mord? And anytime I see someone being like, did X person get X champion?
Yeah.
Oh no. That's a problem. That's something to keep your eye on. Looks like Gilby Marked is going to get that Azir again. How does Buttermilk... Well, sorry, I guess we're on to High Alert here.
Azir, again, that Azir was looking tasty last game.
Yeah.
So
It
Running
was.
it back is nice. Another pretty beefy champion. A lot of his years now, it's been played in I think it was the LEC, maybe it was the LCS. A fairly beefy, kind of tanky build.
Right.
On Azir, which lends itself pretty well to the draft so far. This Syndra pick for High Alert is essentially guaranteeing that Smolder is going to be the ADC. So I think we're looking at them picking top here.
Ornn's up.
Ornn is up. Curious what their Mordekaiser counter is.
Yone.
Yone.
Interesting. Not a very tanky team from High Alert.
This is a go.
Which they were good at last game.
Yeah, I think they need to win top lane is what I'm thinking about when I see this draft. They need to win top lane.
Lil Dear Lilia says that's not a lot of frontline. Alistar.
No.
Well, that is a lot of frontline on Buttermilk.
Yeah. There is a lot of pressure on High Alert to snowball now. Haha, snowball. Nunu and Willem, snowball. Haha. But for real though, if they don't get fed, it's gonna be pretty tough to break through Buttermilk Lifestyle before Buttermilk Lifestyle breaks through them. Yes, they've got a brand, does good damage to tanks. Yes, they've got a Yone and a Smolder, scale pretty well. Yes, they've got a Syndra, can buy some time with CC. Nuna's a little tanky, but I think that if both these teams have even gold and 2 items each, and you just A-click them at each other, Buttermilk Lifestyle is going to be very difficult to beat. So High Alert needs to make some stuff happen. Thankfully, for them, looking at this draft, they have a jungler that does stuff. Bel'Veth last game, while I don't think anything that really happened negatively was Bel'Veth's fault, they were kind of impotent in a lot of situations by virtue of the way that that champion is designed. They are not as able to influence the map as some other junglers. They are intending to snowball on their own. So having Nunu lets them influence the map a lot more this game, which they're really going to need with the kind of snowbally champions they have on their team, with the Yone, with the Syndra, with the Smolder.
Yeah, absolutely. PC Little says, "Hello gamers, who won game 1? Buttermilk Lifestyle did," and this is where I will remind everyone this is a best of 3, so we are on the edge here. If Buttermilk Lifestyle wins this, that's it. That's the edge of the series. If High Alert comes back, we will go on to game 3.
Yep,
right
that
now,
is the number that comes after 2.
I didn't sound certain, did I?
You did not.
Predictions are live. You can bet those schmeckles right now. Did you just win a large sum of schmeckles? Well, why not?
Bet them all!
Put it right back into the
Fire
account.
away!
No one is more excited for gambling.
Think about it.
No one is more excited for gambling than you.
Are you having thoughts? Stop.
And
put all of your money down.
Listen, and if you're new to this stream and you're wondering, is it like this all the time? Yes. Yes, this is pretty much it. Ebby comes
Vegas
back.
All in, that's what I'm talking about. Very frightening bet at all. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, shit. All right. You are an agent of chaos.
That's what I'm talking about.
Born and bred for it.
I bet it all. Tell me guess how many schmeckles I spent, because I know how to make schmeckles and I bet them all. So obviously it's probably a huge number that I bet. How much did I bet?
I genuinely think you have 1,200 schmeckles and you bet all of it.
I bet 589.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's right, because you must have lost all of your money the last time you played. So
pretty much.
Vega put 9,700.
There it is. Just think about how much you get when you win. You can't lose when you gamble. It's not possible, because most of it is having fun, and if you have fun, you can't lose.
Now, Luffy has activated the Bear Fax, which is something that's used when Bear is casting to get facts either about bears or bear. So here's my Bear Fax.
Okay,
did you know that in 1915, apparently, many Canadian soldiers committed war crimes that during World War I that helped influence the Geneva Convention? One of the things they did is they would throw food into the German trenches, and troops would get excited, right? Because sometimes there was banter back and forth between the trenches, and German troops would gather and they would say, more, throw more. And then they would throw hand grenades to where they had just thrown food. So they would literally set. Also, you know that famous Christmas?
Is this a bear fact?
Yeah.
Was Bear one of the Canadian soldiers?
I don't know how old he is. You know that Christmas truce where like in World War One they played soccer.
Yeah, they were like playing soccer on the field.
They tried that where the Canadians were, and apparently a German soldier was like, "We have cigars, like let's get together," and the Canadians shot him dead. So the truce happened in a lot of other places, but not there. And these are the bear facts. That's the bear facts I have.
I think that you read about that in the last week, and you saw an opportunity to tell a fun story on stream.
Try 6 hours, Bigfoot.
I was gonna say today, but I didn't want to be wrong, so I went. I do what I tell my students when I tell them to talk about history. I say, get as specific as you can.
Right.
And if you can't get that specific, go vaguer. But just get as specific as you can. If you can get it down to the 18th century, say the 18th century. If you can say the 1700s, go ahead. Say around 1950, great. So I was like, maybe I'll say today, maybe I'll say a week. I'm gonna hedge my bet a little bit.
Yeah, no, your original instincts were correct. And you know whose instincts were also correct? Basil OSRS, who is our newest investor at the Low Budget LCS. Basil, welcome to the Low Budget LCS. We will see you at the board meetings in Vermont at the Denny's. You gotta go around back and talk to our buddy Todd, because he's... And also,
I was gonna say, just before the timer runs out, now that you're here, there's a prediction at the time.
Oh, fuck, damn it, you could have gambled. I'm sorry, my man. No, you were right. Listen, just honestly, just run me over next time. We needed to give him the opportunity to bet as much money as possible. Disco Pixie, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. And of course, Basil, thank you for the follow. We appreciate that follow, much like Tinkerbell. If someone doesn't follow, we will eventually perish and crumble into dust that will never be able to be formed back together.
I've seen it happen.
Ebby, thank you for the prime. You, of course, staving off the inevitable void that will consume us at the heat death of the universe. But with every follow and subscription, we become slightly stronger, not unlike a young god in the lands of Faerun, hoping that a church and the belief of their followers will give light to their magic. And that's sort of the best metaphor for the Low Budget LCS that I can imagine.
Yeah, we're mythical gods.
We're trying to be, but we're very easy to be killed right now.
Yeah.
Dude, Ebby, you just finished your first playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3? Me too, that's why I'm talking like this. So just can't get that game out of my head, Ebby. Beautiful. Yeah, it was a sick game. It was very sick. No spoilers though. No spoilers. Oh shit! Mew Life. Thank you so much for gifting a sub. Who gifted a sub to Shielded Lol, the defender of League of Legends? Shielded Lol, thank you so much for your service. We appreciate all that you do for League of Legends. Oh shit, I haven't done anything I'm supposed to do. Sorry, Bigfoot.
Not my problem. I don't see it. I'm looking at your stream. Not my... Oh, yeah, now it's gone.
Okay, hold on. It's going to fix itself in a second.
I've heard that before.
Oh, wait. Did Discord stop streaming?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Wait, really?
Oh, no. It didn't.
Okay.
My League client jumped on top of Discord in my...
Right.
So, taking a look at these skins here. They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Oh, they really are.
Yeah,
What's your favorite?
Everyone's got a banger. It's 10 out of 10 bangers all over the place.
Give me a favorite. What's your number one?
Special shout out to the very old but classic Mr. Freeze brand. Cryocore. I dig it. It's not the coolest. It's not the most modern. It's not got the most pixels, but it's a classic. You can't go wrong with it.
For a reason.
Huge respect. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, I always forget I have sound effects on here. Okay,
like
that one doesn't work.
Hit me with one. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to hear it.
You can't hear it, unfortunately.
All right.
If we were better,
after you hit it,
yeah.
Can you make it with your mouth so
yeah.
I get it kind of a ballpark?
Oh, that can't sound good for the people at home.
But it's not about them. It's you and me. It's you and me, buddy. It's just
Dude,
you
you're
and me.
right. It's just us, just talking to each other. No one else around. I can't make this noise. I can't make these noises. But we've got this one.
God.
This is just like jazz. This is just like a smoky
Can you hit me
whiskey.
with it? Give me like a give me.
There's so much stuff happening, and I'm sorry. I'm just not. I don't have the. Wait, Disco Pixie says that they've got you. Oh no. That can't possibly be about that. Listen, I'm gonna practice, and I'll come back to you.
Okay, that's all I ask. Ooh, he's shredding. Oh, focus on the Mordekaiser. Zoom in. Yes.
Egg Robber going to town.
Yes.
We can give him a cheer.
Huge respect.
Game.
I really like Papercraft Nunu. Man, these are great skins. What a huge fan of both teams here.
If you're feeling good about your skin, you're gonna play well.
Yeah.
Okay, game 2. Here we are. High Alert versus Buttermilk Lifestyle. Everything on the line right now. Both teams looking to pick up the W this week. This is actually their week 3 match that's being played just here in the tippy top of week 4.
Well, they live in a special time zone.
Right.
It's 75 hours behind.
The secret. Oh, Hi Vega says at LBLCS, LeChance, we're gonna do a strawberry milk lifestyle all female roster next season or try. Oh fuck yeah, Vega, are you trying to turn this in? This is an org now. This is what you're going for.
The man's branding.
The man's listen.
You know who else is branding?
Who?
Kiao.
Yes, you landed it, dude. That was sick. Okay. So, we're back. It's the same Azir build, right? This kind of tanky bruiser
Probably.
Azir.
He's got grasp.
He's got grasp.
Gotta assume. Ooh, nice move there from the egg robber, taking eggs.
Uh-oh, and here we
me.
go right away. Shroud comes up, and this is Bear on the run once again. One more auto does it. The first blood going to the Mordekaiser. We talked about how important it is that top lane goes well, and we are down a kill right away.
He's got one egg in the basket.
Oh, this is something I wanted to say before, which is, to me, this is High Alert saying, just send it. Let's just go. Let's just go hard. Let's just fight. And I'm all here for it. I want to see them pull this off. I want to see a very, very aggressive game from them because you're right, they have drafted a composition that needs to do that, and Bear is already wasting no time, coming right back in, doing a little bit of fighting, and Volley Bear is hanging out around that top side of the map because they do want to crush this Yone. Bear, my guy, might be in some trouble. Let's see, he's very close to the tower. He gets the shield off, but he gets pulled back in, and that is going to be another kill for the Mordekaiser. Things looking quite good for the Egg Robber.
He's accelerating his power spike. He's only got 8 to go.
Absolutely, that's when my power spikes activate. A lot of movement here from Volleybear. Volleybear finding themselves right back in the mid lane. Look at this angle coming from the Nunu. The Nunu looking to land some CC. It's going to land onto the Alistar, and they do have some damage, actually quite a bit. And he's going to go forward, not backwards. And Hasol finally goes down.
This is what I was talking about. So much of this game is going to hinge on Nunu's ability to find ganks early, to get these snowballing champions snowballing. And we see, a great stun.
Wow, the damage coming through. Honestly, that very close.
It's a lot. This lane is firing on a number of cylinders now.
Yeah, a lot.
Not all of them yet.
No.
A lot of them.
No, not all of them. Not all of them. But
can you give me a check on the Smolder stacks?
Yes, I can. Dragon, of course, being started up. Smolder.
They're one away from their first
flash away. Syndra right here. Frog getting in, and that's going to be a nice pushback.
We got some moves here.
A scat of the week, and then we've got a Nunu running up. They've actually abandoned the dragon.
Gonna finish?
Oh my God! He almost landed that blind.
That was so close. Yeah, he was just a hair. The channel going from down there into the river through the mid lane is basically taxing that ability as much as it can, and you have to let it go a little early, and still almost got it. So, ooh, a nice move there from Yone. Probably not going to be enough.
Well, we know where he's got to go.
Yeah.
He's got to go back right there, and they still got the damage. That's going to be Shroud taking down Bear again, pushed up a little bit too far. And while that kerfuffle's happening on the top side, they are going to go for
High
this.
alert, taking the dragon.
I like that they drafted this Nunu. They were like, we didn't get the objectives we wanted to last game, and so we're going to make it happen by getting the Nunu.
You like this pick. CJ Stroud fan, obviously smart call here is the trade, taking the grubs. Probably going to get all three, unless, no, there's really no way he doesn't get all three. So we've gotten an early Hextech Dragon over to high alert and 3 grubs over to... Oh, hang on.
That lands onto the Varus. Some damage getting done onto Dual Blades. They don't have...
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, actually, they might go down. That's going to be Bullet going to run forward and now trying to pinch them. Kale taking a lot of damage. The Ignite ticking down, and he gets the W off, but Loon is the one that picks that up. Lots of aggression right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Love the aggression. Little disjointed in the execution, but I like the idea. This is how they're going to win this game. They do lose the support. It's not the end of the world. The kill goes down to the Alistar. It's going to slow your lane down a little bit, but you probably want to reset here anyway. But the idea is there.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. I think ults are going to benefit these guys a lot with what they want to do. They're showing us that they want to fight non-stop, and they have a lot of abilities that are super important. And speaking of fighting, we've got Yone and the Egg Robber up here in a duel. He's going to knock him up. I mean, he has not stopped fighting. And we cut to the mid lane where another fight's going off. A great scat of the week from Frog. Will he make it under tower? He does. Bear in trouble. Actually goes back, drops the ult. Hold on a second. Bear doesn't need your fucking kills. Down 0-3-0. He wins the 1v1 against the Mordekaiser. Who is this man?
That is an absurd amount of patience to hold your ult until then. That was so clean, and all of a sudden, top lane is anyone's game now.
Bear's a fucking psychopath. Bear's a fucking psychopath, and like fools and assholes, we doubted him, saying, what are you doing? Giving up 3 kills in the top lane, and he just kept fighting, perfecting the art of the blade, duel after duel, and finally, 4th time is the charm. Will it continue? Nobody knows, but we are gonna find out together because we do indeed have a game.
Okay, so now the question is, where does the action heat up next? Do we still see, now that this has gotten, now that the top lane has swung a little bit more towards the center, do we still see Volibear coming back and prioritizing it? Do we see Nunu now trying to support? We already see Nunu on top side. Does he want to farm? Does he want to gank? Volibear's looking bottom. Is he going to path up, or is he going to try to gank bottom? I think the game plan for the junglers maybe shifts around a little bit now that Yone's got that kill, is clearly able to solo kill the Mordekaiser now.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Volibear
on that round,
bottom spot on a ward.
I gotta say, I don't think that means that Bear is now invincible up there, right?
No.
That was a close match, and here we go. Nunu actually coming up. They've got a little bit of a lane to chase him down, and the CC is going to land, but Bear's gonna have to snap back. But they did it again. The patience. Bear now has 2 more kills and a CS lead that he absolutely didn't have 3 minutes ago.
6th did a very, very smart play, which is what I was hoping he was going to do when he started pathing topside jungle, which is all of a sudden, if you have a lane that's bleeding, oftentimes it's better to just go somewhere else. And that's what we saw when Yone went down. Yone was down 0-3. Nunu spent a lot of time bot lane trying to snowball their bot lane because that's where they had their gold lead. That's often the play when you're jungling. But now all of a sudden, that top lane matchup swings wildly the other direction. So the adjustment from Nunu to be able to say, I think they're going to expect me bottom again. Now we do have an even match in the top lane. I'm going to come up there and influence that. Was a very smart path for him to make, especially with his camps up on that side. So now I think Yone actually has a decidedly significant advantage in the top lane between his farm lead and his even kill lead. He is all of a sudden the threat.
Right. And the whole time, right? The gold is even, if not like, you know, whatever, 100 in favor of high alert. Egg Robber's actually totally fine. And by totally fine, I mean
Is
in a
he?
lot of trouble because this is a triple 3 versus 1 right here. The only question is who gets the kill. He does get the ult off. That's going to be a great charge up. 60
If Nunu gets Q,
goes down.
Okay, good trade.
Very good trade. Great play from Mordekaiser.
Yeah, really good trade. The other benefit of having the Yona get strong in the last couple of minutes, though, is this, which is that now they get to deny the grub stacks for Buttermilk, and both teams are going to end up 3-3 on grubs.
Right. Which we saw how strong it was to have 6 grubs in the last game. Obviously, a lot of other things going on, but 3 little grublets.
Oh, and Syndra picked up that last kill on Mordekaiser.
Looking
Spreading's
pretty
coming
good.
well. This game is dead even. This is a dead even game in terms of gold, but I would argue that the momentum is swinging towards high.
And the
alert,
most... Okay, here
especially
we
if they
go.
can test this.
Team fight coming around. Nunu looking to land some CC. Who's going to connect with? Not going to hit anybody, but they are going to go. This is going to be a teleport coming in. Volibear has to go across. Blue team going to get it, but then Shroud comes right back in, and there's Smolder yelling for Mom across the lane. Bear trying to dive into the back line, but who do we have down? Brand. Brand is already dead. Lots of low health bars. Frog over the wall trying to do damage. Shroud's fan going quite low, but doesn't go down in the end. And a 2 for the Dragon is what ends up happening in that 5v5 team fight.
Yeah, okay, so Buttermilk gonna be happy to get that gold, especially 1 on their 80 carry. Downside, this is now a Nunu team that has 2 dragons. They take it so quickly, it's very hard to take dragons against Nunu and neutrals against Nunu. Having 2 this early, it's 12 minutes, they've got 2 pretty high value dragons. They're looking for an early soul.
Right.
If I'm Nunu, I'm now prioritizing bot lane a little bit to try to get that lane stronger for the next couple of Drakes that spawn. Herald's not up for a little bit. If I'm Volibear, I am clearing and I am thinking about what my most easily gankable lane is, and that's also probably bot lane. So I would not be surprised to see some action in the bot lane in the next 3 or 4 minutes as Volibear, I think probably we want to capitalize on the gold that Varus just got and the fact that Alistar is his easiest engage in any of his lanes. And also Nunu wanting to prioritize some strength down there so that they can get an early soul.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, all the while, Smolder going to be stacking. I just checked, it was at 56. We're at 61 stacks right now. Obviously, Smolder is eventually going to come online. And even with the likes of a scaling Azir, even with the likes of a lot of damage from Varus, you're going to be hard-pressed when you've got even more damage coming out of high alert and just the way they've been fighting. I mean, what if, a front line, even the idea is somewhat thought on the idea, that you have a back line, but what happens when your entire line is diving in? Egg Robber being pushed off.
Yeah. I will say there is a little bit of pressure on high alert to snowball harder because eventually tanks will come online. There is, I do think there is a ceiling to a composition like this. In terms of time and items. Snowballing enough stops that from being an issue, but I don't think they're quite there yet. They are down in gold. I think they're up in momentum. They have enough neutrals, and they have the right champions and the playstyle to do well right now, but they need to push. They can't just sit back now and rest. They need to push. Varus ult.
Drops the ult onto Brand. I think just
Nice
wants to chunk him
poke.
out with such a big tower. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, the Volibear is coming down. This is the dive. Mom gets called across, but there's going to be the jump onto Bullet. Bullet on the run and Ignite taking down as well. Nice. Going to use flap to get some distance, but reinforcements are here. He'll be marked over the wall too. That's going to be a flash forward. That's going to be a massive Yone ult. He grabs actually everybody in such low health bars. Oh, the ult goes through, but doesn't connect onto the Varus, but in the end, he's going to fall anyways. Bear going quite low, gets a little bit of a shield, going to press the attack onto the Azir, but CG Flan, this Volibear, gets in there and a double kill. Things are going the way of Buttermilk Lifestyle. Ooh, Frog looking quite low, walking pretty close there. The Sand Soldiers, he's still going to get that kill. Brand going to go for it, going to get the kill as well, and the fight just doesn't stop. As who is this? That's Nunu, now finding Volibear in a 2v1, a fully charged ult, and the kill goes to Brand.
Going to Brand was huge there.
Massive gold into Brand.
I think 9 out of 10 players touched that fight at one point.
Yes. Yeah.
And then there's Mordekaiser.
Mordekaiser was just up in the top lane.
Hanging out. I just love that the camera just instantly cut to him.
He's the only guy left.
Yeah. I don't actually know whose fight that ended up being in favor with. I feel like everything is all sort of the same right now. The gold difference stayed exactly the same. That ended up being a 4-for-4.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, because right in my head I'm thinking like High Alert won that one because Brand was the last person I saw to pick up a lot of gold, and having a lot of gold on Brand seems like it's going to be pretty great, especially when you have
got a bunch of kills though.
Jeezy Pete's Bear really going for it, able to dive so deep. Of course, those turret shots going to even out just a little bit there. Yeah, Azir got a lot of kills. How much? This version of Azir does do a lot of damage, right? I'm not wrong about that.
It still does. It still does plenty of damage because Azir just scales like crazy anyway,
right?
Damage-wise, it doesn't come online as fast, but it hurts.
Right.
Syndra's gonna have. You can see this in this moment here, and also in the fight before. Syndra's gonna have a hard time.
Oh, speaking of a hard time, great flash away from her though. Frog, I'm gonna have to manual this. Frog on the run right here, but look at the reinforcements coming around. That's going to be a Brand ult being dropped onto Dual Blades, and Brand in a lot of trouble. Frog going to go for the assassination, but he doesn't even have to as the damage ticks down, and Kiale is who picks that up right there. Even more damage. I heard Mom being called over here, and the fight breaks off. Bullet going quite low as Egg Robber tries to get in there. Maybe he's been ulted. It's hard to tell from the spectator client, and that is going to be the kill as Egg Robber now goes on the run taking. But look at this. Azir shows up, and everyone turns on him. Oh, the damage coming through. Not able to live long enough as Egg Robber is on the run, and I think he is not long for this world. Let's go back to the directed camera.
That was a decisive win for Hyler. That fight, despite losing the smolder and despite the sort of little awkward start to it, ended up being a very good fight for them. They get exactly what they wanted, which is their dragon. Really well timed, exactly what I hoped that they would do, exactly the way they need to start closing this game out, getting that dragon, forcing a fight around their strong side, trying to get that side even stronger. Brand right now is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Brand does a lot. And that's, honestly, that's who is a little bit your insurance policy by having this Bruisery comp. He's the one who's going to do all that damage.
Yes. Absolutely. There, and I gotta say, like, Buttermilk Lifestyle, they you know, turn the heat on to Yone earlier on. I don't think there's anything really wrong with the plays from Buttermilk Lifestyle this game. They've been doing a great job. It's just that High Alert has been coming in with a lot of gumption. Right? A lot of just like can-do attitude. Gumption is off the charts, my guys. It's really top of the line.
Yeah. They also got, we haven't said this yet, they took down mid-turret. High Alert took Buttermilk's mid-turret after that fight and dragon, and that's going to open up. Baron is spawning soon-ish. I don't think either team is really in a position to do that quite yet, but having... Again, the name of the game is Soul for High Alert. Mid-turret going down opens up lanes of vision. It lets you set up just that much better. I think it is unlikely that High Alert's mid-turret goes down in the next 3 minutes to influence the Soul point. While I think it is likely that Buttermilk is going to have to be on the back foot a little bit vision-wise in a couple of minutes for this dragon on account of that mid turret being down.
What do you think about just a try to burst down Baron play with the Nunu in mind? That's what's making me think of this.
You mean like for High Alert to let?
No, for High Alert to try and take it. I mean, they're not in position for it now, but they are in a position to be able to pull it off potentially.
Yeah, I think an interesting line of play could be let Buttermilk get the dragon because they're forced to prevent Soul Point and bum rush Baron in 2.5 minutes. I think between Smolder, Yone, and Nunu, it dies pretty quick. Even Brand does some pretty good objective damage on Baron.
I mean, they could
There's a world where they make that trade.
Oh,
this
Brand hand
actually
here,
not
getting
what
some
they
damage
want,
off
yeah.
onto Alistar, absolutely, and it's going to continue. That's a lot going on to the Alistar. Mom's going to be called, but Bear's been pushed into the back line. Let's see if he can continue to stay alive. The guy's been a little mixed. A teleport's coming through. Egg Robber going low, but that's the shield disappearing in just a second. Volley Bear with a choice stun, and Frog has now jumped into maybe a little bit of a questionable situation, but maybe I'm wrong, because the damage is there as they pop. And a push away. Azir up here with a double kill, pushing Kiale under tower, getting 800 gold for that trouble, and now getting himself under. That's a triple kill. He wants to go for the penta. He gets the quadra kill, but he falls in the end, and now it's the Egg Robber versus Bullet. A triple kill, a quadra kill. These teams will not quit.
Gold is going in crazy places. The gold is going where they want it to go. Azir is huge now. Smolder picks up 3 kills in that fight. The fight, gold-wise, in general, does go over to Buttermilk there. It's still a crazy close game. Smolder getting 3 kills there, I think was huge and could be a tipping point.
What about Azir getting 4 kills,
but Azir, right. The other hand is that now Azir gets just that much scarier. I think Azir is a little bit harder to deal with as well because he has that front line. So I'm interested to see how that fight affects the next fight, which I bet happens in like 45 seconds. The dragon is under a minute now, and someone's got to have to do something. It looks like they've got a lot of people topside.
Oh, Bear wants that tower so bad, and he wants the fight as well. There's the Yone ult into the Nunu CC, and what a choice pick right here. Now, a lot of people are down.
Buttermilk's gonna see Nunu top and maybe do this dragon on spawn. They're going for Syndra. Syndra doesn't have TP and can't really make a cute play. They've just got to maybe buy some time.
Oh, they actually get out of there. A scatter of the week, and when I say get out of there, I mean everything is going to be thrown at them. They will be taken down, but this is the play we talked about. We literally talked about bursting this down, and they only need 3 members, but they're gonna bring 4.
Now just gonna go even faster. Yeah, this is okay. So that is exactly
6 seconds. Can they make it down?
I don't think they can make it down there. Nunu
3
does.
seconds. 2 seconds. They're gonna set up a trap, dude. This is a fucking trap right here. And it lands onto the Nunu, and they're gonna collapse, and that's all the damage in the world being put onto it. Mom gets cold, but it's not enough. 2 down.
Really good response. Really good response. Knowing that they were gonna come down and contest it, they were probably gonna get the dragon if they'd rushed the dragon, but now they get a pick and the dragon. And 1 less Baron buffed member of High Alert.
Totally.
That was a very, very clean play. Good, smart from High Alert. The second they see it go sideways, they just sort of bail. Smolder used the ult, but then was like, this is not going to do anything. So they were right to leave. But, okay, making the best of a bad situation. They pick the Syndra, they lose the Baron, they pick the Nunu, they get the dragon. This is still a very, very close game. I'm very interested to see what the next team fight looks like, because I thought we were going to have one there, and we didn't. So to finish my thought from earlier, now that Smolder has gold, and now that Azir has gold, these team fights take a little bit of a different flavor to them. It's not necessarily Yone just popping someone. It's not necessarily like Volibear stunning someone and then everyone dying. We're going to have a little bit more of a dynamic fight now that the carries are a little bit online, right? Smolder's got 2 items, Azir's got 3 items.
And 174 stacks. What, 250 is the
225.
225, and look at this pick right here happening onto Nunu. 60 might be in some trouble. That's a low health bar, but you got Kiale, you got Bullet here as well, and 60 through the Nunu ult, living for a long time, but double flashes are traded to get rid of an ult. Frog coming around from behind here. This is a flank, lots of low health bars on Buttermilk. Side right here, High Alert. They're going to turn on to Frog. They're deciding to collapse in force and in detail, and Frog is said detail. High Alert over the wall. Hasol going in onto Kiale. They are the target, and the brand is going to get taken down. They're going to trade a kill, though. 3 for 1 right here. Wild plays coming out of Buttermilk. They're 3K down all through that fight, and they just won that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, a little sloppy from High Alert in terms of their setup, but just a really good job of Buttermilk playing around their strengths and weaknesses. They were patient. They got a good pick. They, adapted quickly as new people entered the fight. They handled the Syndra flank really well. This game, I don't know. Normally, I'd say around now is when you hit a little bit of a lull period with like a couple of minutes before the next neutrals. None of the turrets are particularly low.
They've got Baron to mess
But
around with.
they
They've got
seem to
lanes
like
to push.
fighting.
They do
Yeah,
seem to like fighting.
They seem to like fighting. The Baron, the power of the Baron is kind of neutered by the fact that their jungler doesn't have the buff after getting picked and then losing this fight here. Like I don't really think they get to do much with this Baron. I think Baron ended up just being a pretty nice influx of gold for them.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't really translate into anything other than that top outer, right?
Yeah, they got to take it off the table, and like you said, an influx of gold. And you know, within those fights too, some kills were traded back, right? Like Brand got at least one there as well. But Buttermilk Lifestyle's making these picks, still down 3k gold, still down 2 dragons, and not to say anything about Cloud Drake, but down 2 useful dragons as well. So, you know, I mean, this don't call it a comeback, right? Like we don't know what this game is yet. And as it happens, we are in a lull right now because both teams, I think, have just experienced lots of chaotic fights, and once the fights stop being chaotic, it means that they're solved and someone is winning them aggressively, especially at this point in the game. So you don't want to fight recklessly. Let's do a little bit of a stack check right here. 213.
Oh, 217 as we were looking at it. So this is, I think the lack of frontline depth still might hurt them a little bit, but Nunu's nothing. He's almost got 3 items, and Smolder and Brand are gonna start cutting through people. If Syndra can just peel long enough, or a good Yone ult, or even if they're not fighting 5v5 and they're just finding picks with Syndra and Nunu, it's doable.
Smolder's desperately looking to get those stacks. They're right about to tick over.
220, 3 more.
Was that it? Hold on. Nope, 222. They really don't want to fight right now. They literally need 3 more stacks. Smolder's just like, look at this trap, though. Look at this fucking trap.
Yeah.
This is... Dude, this is where direct-to-camera has us. Okay. All right. They want this to happen. Let's see. This is full hijinks. This is full hijinks. High Alert wants this trap so much. Buttermilk Lifestyle wants this so much. Egg Robber walking down. That actually might be a little bit of a trick now that they see them. They wrap around. They don't have vision on that, but this whole fight's going to burst off. Front lines existing. Look at Bear in the back line right there as well. We've got Elder. She's got it. Oh, Hasoon going quite low. That's going to be Bullet getting the kill too. 60 going to die in the end. You'll be marked pushing 3 away, but Bullet's going to die forward. That's going to be a shutdown. This is the Smolder we talked about popping off a 3-for-1. And oh my goodness, what a flank there. Oh, Quan dual blades, and she just round. They're gonna go for it. They're gonna pull back.
Yeah, they don't feel strong enough to start the dragon, but they do feel good enough to stick around and maybe make something happen. A nice Varus Q pushes Bullet off. Yone flanking is gonna shove Buttermilk back into their jungle, and now they probably start the dragon. Volibear's got smite, got flash, got ult. I don't think he's going to want to risk it, especially not if he's just going to get picked and die here.
Yeah, does he have the health? As Bullet goes forward, that's going to be a flash away. Oh, brutal. Brutal right there. Teleport coming in. That's going to be Bear using the ult. Dual Blade's going to flash back.
Smolder is large.
Smolder's huge right now. That fight was everything.
The Baron's up now.
Yeah, Buttermilk Lifestyle down 4k in gold, but not out. They are tied in kills. Baron is up. Everyone's going to be respawning. I do think everyone will be alive for this next fight here. Question is, how will it play out? That was a wild one. A death bush. You don't usually get surprised from behind with a death bush. Oh, I think he almost stopped Bear there.
It was close.
Extremely so. Baron The apple of everybody's eye right now.
Yeah.
Gonna clear out some vision. You'll be marked. Walking back. Gonna try and get some damage onto this Nunu. That's gonna be the ult, but look at that. Bear around the backside, and they pick the Azir now as 60 is able to walk their way out. The Nunu alive means Baron is still, and then everything onto the Mordekaiser. That's a double kill right there. Smolder, so deadly, so dangerous.
We are comfortably in the this is their game to lose now.
Right. Absolutely.
Kind of zone.
Look how fast they burn this guy.
Yeah. Got to be careful about a volley steal. I don't think it's likely, but
you could go for it. That's gonna be Verisol over the wall. He could try and jump over, but blue team does get it.
Didn't even secure.
Dude,
okay,
I saw 41 health on that baby.
That's tough, but it doesn't matter. They got it. They got it. As a jungler, that always, I don't know, at least for me, that always leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Where I mean, obviously we still got the objective and we have a huge advantage and it feels really good and we're probably gonna win this game. But like, not smiting to 0 on a chance where we might have gotten it stolen still makes me feel bad.
It's scary. It's close. Yeah. It could be a flip.
It's a butthole clencher.
Speaking of flips, the flip of all flips, Elder. And again, the question is, will we get to Elder, right? We got to see how this Baron push goes, but this is a pretty healthy looking map. Bigfoot, I gotta say, I kind of didn't acknowledge how many towers are still up on both sides.
Yeah. Probably going to be way less for Buttermilk once this Baron rate's rolling, though.
Probably. That's what it looks like. Good flash. Actually going to pull 60 in right there, and that's going to be Mom coming out. And just so much damage. Even the Brand on the side, right? As new threats rise, we forget the old ones. Brand is still an absolute force, and Bear just will not stop fighting. And we're getting into the point where they've got enough gold to be in the late stages of their builds.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're getting to the point where we're pretty confidently going to say we're looking at a game 3. This is 100% their game to lose here. They have a huge gold advantage. They've got a huge objective advantage. They've got so many items now on the Smolder.
Oh, look at that shuffle, but they dodge it right there. Now everything going on to the Azir, but a dive in from the Alistar to the back line. Bullet gets another kill. Bullet going quite low. They get the kill. That's 1,000 gold shutdown. 60 might be the next one. Oh my God, the volley bear is so low, but they do it. A 4-for-1. The turntables, they keep on turning.
Just like instantly caster cursed that.
Dude, I didn't know you were rooting for Buttermilk lifestyle like that by caster cursing high alert in such a finite matter.
Right, yeah, I mean like right away.
Yeah, pretty amazing. Once again, caster curse is real. The curse part is that we can't use it for anything other than League of Legends.
Yeah, I have no actual powers outside of this.
Hot damn. All right, well, what do you do with this reprieve? You pretty much just take the gold and say thank you. There's nothing you can really do right now.
Yeah.
Who got the yeah, Volley got the shutdown. 1,000 gold into Volibear. I mean, let's look at gold. That is a lot of gold, but a lot of people have a good amount of gold.
Yeah, I'm actually doing an item count right now, and we see almost everyone outside of the supports with 4 items.
God, this is going to be the game.
People are strong. Yeah, the next fight, it's 35 minutes. The next fight decides the game.
Both top laners have teleport up.
Unless it's like one of those crazy, double knockouts where it's like one person limping away.
Hey, look at this pick potentially onto Bullet. That's going to be the flash forward in the ult. I completely understand. The stun onto the Alistar. Brand is a lot of damage, and so does Nunu too. Coming in here, Alistar's actually going to pop the ult, run in there, and get taken down. The pick turned into a reverse pick. Matching teleports. Egg Robber trying to run to safety. Brutal. I understand the play for sure, but rough to lose somebody on it.
Yeah. Elder in 20.
Elder in 20. Alistar's not going to be a part of this. You need to do something wild right here, and that's a lot of ults gone too. Bear gets 2 members on the back line, and the Shurima Shuffle, the Azir ult going to come through here. Mom getting called in the health bars on Buttermilk Lifestyle, dropping quite low as the pressure is pushed and Bullet takes down 2, and that is going to be Volibear isolated, left alone as the last falls, and that is a triple kill, and that has all but certainly been the game to push us to 3 games.
What a play. They did exactly what they needed to do this whole game. Get strong, push their lead, take objectives, and they played very well around their win conditions. Getting the Smolder fed, getting the Dragon Soul, getting these neutrals. They took an early Baron. They did a really good job. They also rolled with the punches really well. It was a little dicey to start in the top lane, and it ended up being totally fine. So huge props to High Alert there, and we've got a rubber match.
Yeah, we absolutely do. I'm so excited for this game 3. This has been set up so well.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Bear is the MVP in my mind for just
absolutely.
A wild man up there in the top lane. Just not worried, not even for a second. Almost topping the damage charts, but edged out by the brand. And I gotta say, actually, boy, in my head, Smolder's so much higher up there, right? But, oh, thank you, whoever did the prediction alert. But just an incredible game. We are going to go into that game 3. They're tied up. But there ain't no ties in this league.
Nope. Well, no, there's not. What? No. Checking. No.
Luffy gifting 6 subs to the channel. Luffy, thank you so much. How many kills did Bear get? Bear got 5 kills. 5 kills that game. I'm just waiting for invite. Let's see. Bear. Ready for invite. Excellent. Beautiful. It says the lobby is full.
Never underestimate the power of the
hot damn, Luffy. True to your word, gifting out those subs. Got Topsu getting 1, Eku 27, Bigsby, Jared, the Omega XX. You said a sub a kill. And you, oh god damn it, I fucking accepted.
Respect.
Fucking Luffy. God damn it, tricking me. All right, that did work. Okay, sending an invite to you.
Excellent. I've accepted it. I'm ready.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you for joining me in the clown car.
And by ready, I mean I need 2 minutes.
Completely reasonable. Completely reasonable. And let's see, are these teams staying in the same lineup? They are not. They are moving to the other side because so far blue side has won every single game. I don't blame them. It does just mean I have to do more work, and I'm furious because of it. Luffy fucking flaming me. Beautiful. Who is that? Earshots 54-3, the newest investor in the low budget LCS. Thank you so much, Earshots. Hey chat, the whole time this stream has said that the stream has been unstable and that our bitrate has been high. Have you seen that reflected in your viewership experience? I don't know what that means. And also, have we been too loud or too quiet? Tell us how the volume is. Oh, they're starting draft up. Let me do my job for a second. I mean, come on. What are we even talking about here? All right, there it is. Draft is up. Let me do the movie magic. Oh, Jesus, this is a nightmare. All right, okay, all right. Everything's on the right side here. Buttermilk Lifestyle versus High Alert. God damn, what a series! What a series! And neither team... Listen, neither of these teams won in a way where you're like, oh, they just won. Both these teams won in ways that was like bombastic. Cannot wait for this game 3. All right, let's look at these bands. Yeah, get the Smolder out of there. Gwen, Zed, gone. The Maokai's still gone from game 1. And we've got Jinx and by Buttermilk Lifestyle getting that Jinx once again. If you'll cast your mind back to game 1, that Jinx by Quan Dual Blades absolutely popping off. And they're going to pick the Caitlyn as a response. Bullets decided that's what they want. The brand getting picked up probably by Kiel again after an incredible performance on it. Absolutely burning the opposition to the ground. Nautilus being hovered, trying to douse the flames of Bran with the deep seas, and they'll absolutely do it. They locked that in right now. What else does Buttermilk Lifestyle want? What kind of toppings are they looking to add?
I'm here.
Excellent. Do you have the spectator link? Because I'm going to let you talk about this while I go and get a glass of water. Thanks, man.
Yeah, so we've got, I see some people in the chat. Caitlyn is an interesting pick. You don't see a lot of Caitlyn these days, but always can be annoying. A lot of lane pressure. High Alert did well last game with that pressure. So having a Caitlyn isn't, I don't think, that strange. Buttermilk Lifestyle, going back to what won them game 1. Scaling ADC, a Shen, some engage down bottom, another kind of beefy boy. I think they're going kind of back to basics here. I think that's smart. You want to play a pretty sort of centered, anchored comp when your back's up against the wall here. High Alert going a little more aggro, playing the brand again, which worked pretty well for them, playing an aggressive ADC, and Caitlyn playing set, which can handle these kinds of bruisers. I do really like the set adaptation. Buttermilk has shown that they're going to run at least 3 beefy boys in the drafts that they've done so far. So set is a nice response to that. The ability to pick them up and throw them down handles these tanks well. Looking at the bans, High Alert banning Azir, which I think is smart. Even though they won last game, Azir has been the thing that I'm surprised has gotten through into game, or I would have been surprised if it got through into a 3rd game. So I think that's a smart ban there. The Nunu ban in response for Buttermilk Lifestyle, I think also smart. Having that proactive jungler was really good for them. Basically, Buttermilk is running back most of their game 1 comp. The Zillion is cool. I like the Zillion. I think Zillion adds a little bit of oomph to the Jinx and the Bel'Veth. With that being said, Rammus, I think, is a cool pick in a response to that. Rammus lets you have some pressure and decent ganking, which was successful for them last game with the Nunu. Rammus also lets you stop the Jinx and the Bel'Veth from running away with team fights too much, ideally. And the Zillion doesn't do as much damage on his own as others. He provides a lot of setup for the other champions. So Rammus kind of is able to build full armor, which is what he wants to do normally, with impunity. His threats are the Jinx and the Bel'Veth, both doing physical damage. And he gets to be a presence on the map. So Rammus, I like that adaptation. We see Syndra again also. I thought the Syndra last game was pretty good. I think it allowed them... You didn't really see Syndra do what you usually think of Syndra doing. I think when people first think of Syndra, they think of Q, E, Q, W, ult, dead, right? This sort of instant combo that deletes an enemy mid laner. We didn't see a ton of that last game. What we did see was some really good CC, some really good peel, the ability to land an E on multiple targets to slow down the team fight, which into the kind of playstyle that Buttermilk Lifestyle has, I think is a good way to slow them down. So I don't hate the Syndra pick here. I kind of like it.
I'm back. I've just been listening to you wax
I am particularly concerned with High Alert's ability to play in the late game. Caitlyn doesn't scale as well as Smolder does. Syndra doesn't scale amazingly well. Set is not the biggest damage carry brand does well into bruisers, but Buttermilk scales like crazy with Jinx and Belveth.
Mm-hmm.
High Alert needs to do, and this is what I would have said anyway, even before I saw the draft. High Alert needs to do what they did last game. That's the recipe for success. They need to push the tempo a little bit. They have looked so much better with a lead, with a jungle champion that is able to push. They don't have the Nunu, but they do have Rammus. Rammus can push a little bit. So High Alert needs to get this Caitlyn rolling, needs to get the Syndra rolling. They have winning lanes. They have snowbally champions. They have a jungler that can be active. They need to use those because if the game stalls out and it gets late, Buttermilk Lifestyle with the Jinx, with the Shen, with the Belveth is going to be able to run over High Alert, and the Nautilus and the Zillion just make it that much easier.
Now, I would never want you to miss this, but the predictions are open. You can take everything.
I can spend my 62 schmeckles here.
You can take everything from the King of Poppers, Bigfoot, and apply it to the betting if you'd like. Okay, Vega says, I know I just lost.
Spend everything.
Because you're a true believer, Vega. Because you're a true believer.
You gotta know the lows to appreciate the highs.
Wow, that's beautiful, dude. You write that?
Yeah, or someone else who lost all their money gambling, probably.
Sure, right. Yeah, that's probably the case. Could not agree more, by the way.
Thank you, Pickle Hater. Our temporary truce about gambling will
override
my hatred for everything you stand for a few moments.
You care a lot about pickles. They're great.
They're my favorite food.
They're great. I've seen you devour.
I bought a jar on Sunday and it was gone yesterday.
That's awesome. I love bread and butter pickles. I like those sweet little crisp pickles. You bite them, there's a nice crunch. Yeah, I know your opinions about.
I respect it, but I just can't get fully on board, you know.
That's fair. We have slightly different palates.
You have a I don't not have a sweet tooth, but you've got a real sweet tooth. You've got a you like the sweets.
I do.
I like sweet, but I also like bitter. You don't really love a bitter flavor profile.
No, not really.
So that's I'm not surprised that that's your pickle preference. Your PP. Not surprised that's your PP.
Sorry, just texting my mom about a TV show that she's watching. This isn't the time for that. But she is watching Midnight Diner on Netflix, which is a show that's an absolute vibe.
She recommends it.
Absolutely.
Hear that, chat? LeChance's mom says to watch Midnight Diner
on
Tuesdays
Netflix.
On Netflix.
Tuesdays at 11. Tune in. Wow, as we do our ad voices in Ad Appears on YouTube. Curse you, advertising space, and all just everything with how much of you there is.
Mm-hmm.
I said there would be a better time to do this, but I can't not finish that text. And I did, and it's off, and we've got 2 minutes and 11 seconds because I'm a real pro. I'm a real pro that I didn't have anything else to say, so I just started reading off the numbers in front of me, and then I was going to ask you, do we have any call to actions? Is there anything important? There are going to be more streams this week.
Yeah.
If you want to follow us, you can do that, but you really don't have to. Because you don't have to do anything because of free will, and nature versus nurture, and all of our opinions on that you can find in the journal that we release every day.
Also, don't forget to tip when you are given good service.
Yeah, waiters, and not us. Let me be extremely clear, not us.
Not him.
Not me. Definitely not me.
I'll take a tip.
LBLCS Philosophy Journal when?
Philosophy Journal.
Yeah, we were just talking about philosophy.
Philosophy Journal.
If I knew more philosophical tidbits, I'd be spitting them
That's
out.
the great thing about philosophy. You can just be anything. You don't have to know anything.
Here's a
You can
philosophy from Little
make it
Robot
up.
Man. LeChance licks toes.
Yeah, that's how I live my life, knowing that you do that.
Yeah, it's true. Well, hold on. Sorry. It's not true. It's a complete fabrication by like a concentrated effort by like 3 people. And, you know, in their attempt to gaslight me about my own life. And over the course of 4 years, it's been working.
Yeah.
What does Bigfoot lick pickles? Didn't you just hear him talk about? You seem more like a Big Crunch guy. Hey, Spooky Man. What's up? Spooky, you want to come on and say hi real quick? Or if you want to try cast this last game, you're more than welcome. This is only an invitation to a Spooky Man. If he wants, he might be in bed too. It's entirely possible.
This invitation also extends to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. If you're listening, you also can jump in.
Yeah, throw out some other. I'd also like to invite Edmund.
What a legend in the middle of a solo duo game.
So is
Plug 'em up,
that a
buddy.
yes or a
Plug 'em
no?
up.
I don't know.
Just got 2 league system errors, but it's fine. I'm just gonna watch your stream.
Sick.
Who else would we want on the cast? I mean, obviously the entire cast of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is welcome.
They are always welcome.
You're not a football guy. I'm not even a big football guy either. But Jason Kelsey, he retired today. Great press
Sick.
conference. He's a great broadcaster. If he ever wants to come on, more
Okay.
than welcome.
That's great.
Obama.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's got a
absolutely.
great speaking voice. I think
Yeah.
that'd be a real draw.
Famously great talker.
Yeah.
Who else?
Any famously dead person, because that would be wild.
Yeah.
Be crazy, like the ghost of literally anybody's
Yeah.
ever heard of.
You know, won't throw his full name out there, but my buddy Bryce.
Oh, would love that for sure.
Yeah, Bryce would be great
Yeah,
on
love
here.
Bryce. Any extraterrestrial?
Yeah. Well,
No, I don't.
okay.
What? There's no. I don't even care if they say some really messed up stuff.
I'm not worried about them
You know
saying
how-
stuff.
What are you worried about?
I'm worried about all the other things they can do.
What can they do? Through
Oh, the ghost of Stonewall Jackson. A
Yeah,
great.
of course. That's absolutely.
Yeah.
invited.
Again, any
Wouldn't be
famous
replaced.
dead.
Will Ferrell. I would love to have Will Ferrell on the cast.
Yeah. Did you think of that
Very
because
fun.
the ghost of Stonewall Jackson
the
is
Ghost
an
of-
Anchorman reference?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
100%. The inventor of the
Actually,
Stonewall London opening? Yes.
Maybe. Okay, sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Anybody from the cast of Anchorman.
Yeah.
Now that I'm just thinking about that movie, anybody.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I think that's a pretty good list.
yeah, it's a good list.
This is
It's,
what-
of
this is
course,
what people wanna
incomplete,
hear, right?
Other things come up.
Oh, yeah, all animals are welcome too, but especially birds.
Oh, all right. Yeah, all right. I
The
like
ghost,
birds.
not the ghost of Samuel L. Jackson is alive and well and is also welcome.
Yeah,
Um,
but he is alive, living or dead.
Oh, yeah,
I hope he
new
stays
life.
alive for a long time. He can come on, but after he passes, he's also welcome.
You know who's also welcome? Captain Flowers and all the other real league professionals that we completely forgot to mention as folks as well. Ooh, Jack Bell.
Funny if it was like
Jack
they
Black
could
would be
not-
great.
Absolutely not come. Oh, Jack Black. No, he'd be too good.
He would
No
be.
one will ever want to hear either one of us ever again.
I think there's a lot of people on that list where they'd be like, wait, shut the fuck up. Let
But
me-
I think Jack Black is on the top of that list.
Yeah, he's really up there. Also, Ominous
I would-
Penguin is such a good name.
Yeah.
It's such a good name.
What makes a penguin ominous, right? Is
You,
that they're
you know
it's
right
just
away.
The way they are standing.
You
Just the
know
way he
right
looks at
away.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What do they keep in their pockets? You know. Thank you, Mew Life.
Mysteries.
Mysteries and secrets.
So we see Caitlyn doing
Oh, yeah.
kind of what Caitlyn does, shoving the lane,
Right.
being aggressive.
Yep.
If Jinx gets all this farm under turret, they're going to be even, but Caitlyn's got a little bit of pressure here. Bel'Veth is pathing down, but as we saw in game 1, doesn't have the most gank potential, but the Nautilus helps that quite a bit. Pretty good ganking on the Nautilus, and Rammus is on this side as well, though Bel'Veth might be a little faster, a bit of a faster clear.
It does, and I'll get back into the real game for sure. One, Mew Life said that's not even a total joke. Color is intrigued. And then he said we can only afford corporal flowers, which made me chuckle. Thought that was great. Wanted to say it out loud because sometimes we repeat stuff. Well, it's game 3, and I think we do see this sometimes, right? This is a much quieter early game. Both teams know exactly what's on the line, and, you know, this is coming from... There's still a lot of game left to be played, but I loved the energy that High Alert brought to game 2, and I think, once again, that gumption is what got them into a situation where they could really excel. And I think we need to continue to see that kind of play. Speaking of, the camera cuts up to Bear up in the top lane, the architect of such designs of destruction as the 030 Yone into the, you know, whatever, 538 Yone.
The architect of destruction is such a killer name.
It is. It's just great. It's just fantastic. He started casting in Complete League before he got picked up for LCS. LBLCS is the closest thing left to CL left. Hell yeah, thank you. I don't know the full history of them all, but I did know he like cast in amateur.
I know some of those words.
Yeah, those words. We started at different levels of understanding there. I understood all the words.
Okay. Well, no one didn't ask you to brag.
Nah, I am just bragging now. That's my bad. That's my bad.
So we've got a bit of a stalled out game.
Let's call it what it is. All right.
They're vibing.
Both of these teams are protective parents right now, and what they're protecting is the possibility of victory right here. And right now,
I do find it's. Oh, good.
No, I was just going to continue with the metaphor.
I just thought that was the end of your thought.
No, go on.
I was just gonna say it's funny how often game 3s end up like this.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, it's much more of a patient chess match, and then they tend to explode, you know, once things start happening. But I think some of these teams have some pretty explicit orders to, you know, to play with purpose and intention. Rammus on this dragon. We could see some conflict.
Little risky.
Oh, hot damn, the team logos are wrong. That's my bad. I'll fix that in a second. But first, thank you so much to Mezuki. Oh, shit. Flash forward. This fight goes out to you, Mezuki. Look at this Shroud fan going in. That's a 3-man knockup. Dual Blade's coming. That's going to be first blood. Jinx is excited. Kiali goes down to the Jinx as well. In the minigun form, getting all these onto Bullet. Bullet's going to flash over the wall. Syndra getting flash taunted. The hook to follow up all the CC in the world. But Frog able to leap over. And look at that. The scatter the weak protecting Bullet. Hold on a second, though. One more bomb or auto attack will do it. Hasul going to take a turret shot right there, and they trade kills. Look at the back and forth. Shame on us for thinking that the spirit of either of these teams has changed. These guys know and love violence.
All right. Game's cracking open.
Hey, nobody got dragon.
Nope.
Not
yet.
Not yet. I would fix these team logos, but I don't want to miss this potential fight. Rammus, your boy's got sweeper. He ran around. Our smite's up. I mean, this just seems risky as all hell. No fucking way. He's just running at it. Blue team gets it. Oh, brutal. Rammus in some trouble right here. They will go down, but they went for the attempt and for real. Almost got that kill there. But that kill going into Jinx's pocket is that is rough for the bot lane.
Yeah, I did. There was a little questionable decision making, but there is something so beautiful about a little armadillo just waddling up to the dragon and hoping for the best.
Nobody, don't look behind the curtain.
Also, that is 3 times, and this is mostly inconsequential to the larger game. That is 3 times the Shen has E'd at the exact perfect time to avoid the set E. Which, like, whatever. I don't think that's gonna matter that much, but it's.
I mean,
I saw it one time and I was like, that looks cool, and then I saw it a second time and I was like, oh, that's funny. It happened again, and I just saw it a third time and now it's on my mind.
I want you to follow that diligently for the rest of the game. That's a flash forward. Bear wants this. Rammus looking. Oh, actually pulled back for a second there. I think what 60 was looking for was for a little bit more CC trying to bait more.
I'm sorry.
Now, what are you laughing at?
The camera instantly cuts down to the bot lane. Nautilus misses a hook really wide.
Yes.
And the camera instantly cuts away.
Yes. 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 They looked
Great
ashamed. Look at that taunt. Oh,
Great
Bear.
taunt.
In some trouble, but just able to walk away.
Yeah.
Yo, Nautilus is going on a little bit of a Rumspringer journey right here.
Yeah, well, I was curious about what the rest of the world's like.
Yeah, sometimes a walkabout will do you some good, but they're going to turn right back around and head back to the bottom lane. Truly wild. Visival has redeemed another Bear Fax with Bear. A Bear Fact with Bear. I'd have to say that my Bear Fact with Bear would be that in World War I, early tanks... Oh, Bear's starting a fight up here in the top lane.
I thought
Gonna
that you were going to tell the exact same
I thought about it. In World War I, tanks didn't have really many ways of communicating with each other. So the first tank assault was actually extremely effective in breaking through the lines. Bear actually starting a fight right here while we're telling our Bear Fact. And the push of tanks was actually so effective that it was... a fight breaking out. The numbers not in favor as Nautilus has found his way up to this Void Pit. Going to be looking for a hook. Lands it onto the Rammus. They want to kill that jungler, but he's going to ult himself away. A Shroud Fan. Oh no! Set actually ulting him closer. The Rammus has to flash over the wall on the Set. Getting the shield for just a little bit longer. Bear is going to go quite low. Maybe go down. Shroud Fan is back up. The Grubling's just walking in. Rammus just smites one right in the middle of all of that, and it's a 3 versus 4. In the moment. Oh, look at this. Look at this duel back and forth. That's a headshot from Bullet. Almost got the double bomb.
Zillion is so annoying to play against.
What a chaotic fight. It truly is.
I was watching that whole fight from the perspective of how do you fight against this, and boy, is Zillion annoying.
Yeah.
So the Grubs go over to Buttermilk. Kills go over to Buttermilk. They're up a little bit of gold, up 3 kills. Up
2.
a Dragon, got some Grubs. They're hard vibing right now.
They are hard vibing.
That's the technical term.
I'll say this. Only 2 Grubs went over. Rammus just walked up and smited one.
Yeah. You do still... You as long as the hope of 5 is alive, you're feeling good about Grubs.
I love that. Yep. No, you're absolutely right. 100%. And now the onus is on High Alert to prevent Buttermilk Lifestyle from getting that. And I'm loving how proactive this bot lane from Buttermilk Lifestyle is. They're roaming all over the map. They're keeping that griddle hot. And
it has led to a sizable farm lead for High Alert.
Oh, just reminding us that Brand
Caitlyn
is
was probably going to have a lead anyway. I agree. I think the roaming is nice because it lets you, do things like pick up 2 kills on Jinx.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, one of those kills was off the Rammus adventure.
True.
But still, nonetheless.
Dragon for it.
Anyways, so the tank push was so effective that the infantry didn't actually know how to keep up with tanks, and so it was actually so effective that it outstripped its usefulness. And Rammus is going to come in. Hook almost connects right there. Hassel. Oh, look at this little death bush. They're going to dive forward onto Bullet. Great flash over the wall. And whatever that trap move ability is. A scat of the week going to go in. Set's going to take him, try and jump into the back. He tried to grab Nautilus. It was a great target for it. Bullet walking up fight lines, reestablishing themselves as they try to clear vision. But there's still a ward in that bush. They just don't know it. And we have got a 5 versus 5 split lines here for High Alert. That's going to connect onto Set. You're not too mad about that. A scat of the week over the wall right there. That's a Jinx rocket going as well. That's Jinx excited now onto Kiali. Kiali going to try and drop everything in. That's a double kill for the Belvath, who's going to be resurrecting themselves. That's going to be a triple kill for the Belvath. The fight is still going and a lot of low health bars. There's the Caitlyn ult coming through, but it doesn't kill. Egg Robber, just not enough, just barely not enough damage coming through from the Caitlyn there as Buttermilk lifestyle forced to scatter because of just, quite frankly, how much damage Syndra and Caitlyn can push out. But they do not have the numbers. One misstep could lead in disaster. A scatter of the week does not connect, and everyone walks away from this dragon once again.
That was a really good fight for Buttermilk. They get 3 kills onto Belveth. They get, you know, they preserve. I think the other thing is, as annoying it is to play against Zilean, right, that ult not only lets the fight keep going, but it saves gold.
Yeah.
That's 300 less gold that High Alert's going back to base with than they would have had otherwise. I don't even think it necessarily swung the fight, right? Like, they were able to fight really well without that. It just is so frustrating to play against, and really saves these margin fights. Dragon still, again, we see this story twice now
Jinx
this
Rocket?
game.
Just kind of being thrown out there, but Bullet getting these autos off.
They were checking. They thought they were going for Dragon.
Great zap right there, connecting with the Rammus and slowing him down. And I think if I had to quote somebody here, it'd be Linoleum Bonaparte, who said, "Who up slipping, they Jimmy?"
Uh-huh.
And
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, really just beating us to the punch here.
A note that Shen has ult up.
Shen does have ult up. You can join the fight right away. Set already here.
Yeah, I just gave him the Dragon up.
Yeah, they did a great job of zoning them out there.
Belveth pinging up towards Herald. It's not grubs. They can't get 6 grubs. They might be going Herald. I think that High Alert gets to rotate fast enough where it's not. They actually get there first.
Do you see the ground vibrating?
Yeah, it's sick.
That's awesome. The sweet casting drugs we did before this are starting to kick in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're that cool.
Yeah.
Not also being dropped. Belvath is going to be the target, but Shen ult's going to go in on them. They've got to start outputting damage before the... Oh, look at that Jinx Rocket connecting on 2, but Brand's going to be the one who gets that kill. Husan coming back right here as well. Now Jinx has entered into the chat. Rockets raining down onto Kiale. Oh, the scatter of the week onto the Jinx as well, but Bear waiting, buying their time, had ult too, and that's Caitlyn picking up the shutdown onto the Jinx. A taunt coming through to Bear, but the shield will keep him alive as he turns, and they pick up another kill. That should be a kill for Zilean. There it is. You'll be marked. Grabbing that kill. 10-6, but 1,000 gold in favor of High Alert.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of miscommunication there, or maybe a slight awkward play with the Zilean ult. But honestly, High Alert had a really good setup there. They had a great Rammus ult onto the Belveth to start that fight off. The Shen has to ult the Belveth kind of reactively there instead of holding it. It doesn't look like it's going to stop Buttermilk's ability to get this Herald, but they do go down gold now as a result of that last fight.
Yeah, no, for sure. What do you think the best No way, Kiale. Okay.
I was just thinking that. I think default mid is almost always the best play. I think 8 out of 10 times using Herald mid is just so valuable if you can play around it, especially in a coordinated game where you have everyone talking to each other. Just setting that up, opening up mid turret lets you get so much. It lets you push in vision, which lets you set up for picks. It lets you push back their vision line, which lets you push up waves. It lets you rotate around easier for objectives like Baron and Dragon. It just is such an impactful... It's just significantly the most impactful turret in the game, especially for outers. So if you have the Elder... not the Elder. If you had Elder, you definitely are in a good spot this game.
Yes.
If you have the Herald, I think you usually want to try to see how well you can make it work mid.
Dude, Kiale's got these combos down. Real snappy play here from the Brand, and Rammus is going to go for it. I mean, they go for the flash and the taunt right onto the dual blades, but here he goes. Oh, pulling back in under tower. This could be a trap card being revealed. Oh my god, actually, speaking of traps, Caitlyn using it to stop it. We cut to the mid lane as it's going to be a 2v1 and a shutdown. Syndra does go down in the end there. Great pickup for Belvath. A teleport up here into the tower. They've got a big wave on this. Bear does want to go for the kill, but that's going to be Zilean. He's going to exhaust him. He's going to get the double bomb. The traps go down, but not on top of the set. Bear just so slow, but he's got time. He's raid boss level, but Kiale, speaking of raid boss, is going to take down Belvath, and it's taking 3 people at least 40 seconds to take Bear down, but they do in the end.
That was a very chaotic series of events.
Yes. Yes, very much
I'm not
so.
even sure who made out best. I actually think High Alert did really well there, not because of what happened in that fight, but we happened slightly outside of that fight, getting that shutdown on Belfath and getting the mid turret, which I just talked about how valuable that was. Buttermilk got Herald and did not take the first turret.
Yeah, no,
did not take the first turret.
This fight burst off, and that really was like 4 fights happening all at once. There was everything that was happening up at around Herald, but then also Caitlyn preventing the Shen ult from coming in, the pick on Syndra in the mid lane, and then the fight up by Herald kind of was separated into 2 parts. What happened around the Herald, and then this like double, 1v3 and then a 2v1. These teams are so willing to fight, and honestly, every single player on screen that you're seeing right now is so skilled and playing their roles extremely impactfully. It's no mistake that we're seeing these fights where everyone dies and the gold doesn't change, because everyone's being as effective as possible, and we are all within spitting distance of, oh, look at that! We get the bomb onto Bear, but of course, you're going to need to bring more tranquilizers if you're going to take down a Bear of this size. Just getting the shit kicked out of him, and he's still fine. Frog going to walk up. Quan has got to be super careful. There's a lot of damage in those rockets. All right, Dragon up for grabs. We might see Dragon number 2. Here's the Herald play.
Pilot's got a pretty good setup.
But it's not.
But, right, Buttermilk gets to Herald to maybe buy some time. It doesn't do anything, but maybe it lets them get a better position.
I
just kind of think it just kind of
could have been a misclick. Could have been going to Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens so much.
Oh my God.
My favorite thing is playing against
double bomb coming down. That connects onto 2 targets right there. Belvath gonna have to actually pull back. Shen ult going in onto them as they dive forward. They need to do more. That's a taunt across 3 members right there. A Nautilus ult being used as well. Set 2 dual blades in the back. This Jinx still alive, but low health bars on the side of Buttermilk Lifestyle. Shen now in the front line alone. And look at that. 2 kills taking down High Alert. Getting the kills they need, and now turning onto this Dragon. You'll be Mark gonna go for the double bomb just to see if they can get it. Jinx Rocket almost kills Bullet from way downtown.
Yeah.
Honestly, would have taken that Dragon if they were a little closer too.
Maybe, yeah. Really, really, I mean, they're just...
Oh, Smithy guessing the wrong direction right there.
I like the thought. High Alert's fighting really well and playing really smartly this game. They're doing a really good job of getting to the right spots and playing tight fights really well. There were 3 or 4 people that fight who were 1 or 2 Jinx auto attacks away from dying. That Caitlyn probably had double-digit health numbers after that rocket hit. It's a tight game, and High Alert seems, they're down 3 kills, but they're up 3K.
Right.
And they have 2 dragons. They seem kind of poised to play these next 2 fights well.
I'm really curious how the game feels inside, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because like how strong do you feel depending on what team you're on, and are you thinking like, well, we're up 3 kills, but I mean the battles have been the fights have been pretty close anyways.
Yeah. And that's the one of the we have as casters and also just spectators, there are 2 main luxuries that we have that you have to remember the people playing the game don't have. One of them is obviously vision, because we get the vision for both teams. But the main luxury I think that isn't talked enough about is that they have no idea what the gold is.
Right.
We can look at and have a much clearer evaluation of power spikes, of strength, of gold advantages and leads. They have no clue. They're going completely off of feel. There is a chance that every single person on Buttermilk right now sees that it's 12-9 and feels like they have a significant gold lead. Meanwhile, they're down 3,000 gold.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, wait, could Frog be getting picked right here? Shroud Fan walking around. That's going to be the CC that does land. They've got the... you'll be marked to buff them up as well. Frog going so low, gonna go down, but the pick onto Baron. The turn onto Baron. This is what we saw in game 1, actually. It didn't work out for them this time. Let's see if it works out for them. Sorry, that time. Let's see if it works out for them this time. A lot of people up here first. We've got Brand taking this damage. They are going to be rooted right there, down to 2,000 health. Oh, that's going to be Kiali going down. That's the shutdown. Who got that Baron? Red team does get it. The taunt coming through. Bear still alive, just trying to leave and live for as long as they can. Bullet, oh, just going to die in the pit right there. But getting 2 members out with Baron. Who do you think won that exchange?
And this is gonna sound like a real cop-out answer. It depends on what Set and Rammus are able to do with the Baron, because the gold difference didn't change, and they only have Baron on 2 people now. Baron's off the map, and I don't think Buttermilk was gonna be able to take it, and they do get this mid turret off of that. So if High Alert can't really take advantage of this Baron, then I actually think that might have been a win for Buttermilk.
Yeah, getting
Get some gold, get some more gold on Belveth, get some kills, get this mid turret. You know, the gold difference doesn't really change. It actually went up a little bit towards Buttermilk. They're only down, you know, it was like, you know, pretty negligible.
Yeah, it shrunk a little bit,
but it still, but it didn't expand towards High Alert even further.
Yeah, we've got everyone sort of running to lanes right now. We've got the team spread across the map. How Baron is going to be used? I mean, we've got Rammus with it hiding off out of the lane, right? They'll
probably only be able to get bot turret with it right there. I don't think it can get a tier 2 bot. They definitely can't get a tier 2 mid, and they don't have any resources allocated tier 2 top. So I think that the result of that Baron will probably be just bot turret, unless a fight happens and, you know, they're able to have a clearer lane with which to use a numbers advantage. But if things are 5v5, I don't think that the Baron does anything beyond what it already did. I think the next dragon is what everyone cares about. They've already moved on.
Let's also oh, look at this death push right here. You'll be marked, has been marked indeed, as everything is dropped onto the Zilean. They're taunted, but the shields are coming through. Can they ult themselves? They can't. They do end up going down in the very end right now. Oh, and Bear from behind, a teleport coming through. Dual blades backing off. This could secure that dragon. Maybe they're going to go for it. That's going to be hitting the wall right there. Soul's going to back up Shen in the front line, but they don't have the Jinx with them. That's going to be a flash and a taunt away. Defensive move there from the Egg Robber, keeping themselves alive, and that is going to be the 3rd dragon, pushing them to Soul Point.
This is exactly what High Alert wants.
Although...
Oh, Jinx! Oh, look close, look close. I think it was deceptively close because the smite finished. Oh, he didn't smite.
Whoa.
That was really close. Okay, never mind.
Very
really
close. I will say that was Zilean's first death.
Yeah. I do think that fight goes differently. There was a lot of CC. It would have been hard to ult himself. Obviously, in the chaos of that, it's a really tricky thing to pull off. I think if Zilean gets his ult off on himself, that's a way different fight. Shen's ult was channeling when he died. But as it is, it coulda, woulda, shoulda. Didn't happen. Zilean dies, gets picked. Shen has to TP in. High Alert is able to sort of parlay that into their 3rd dragon. Ocean Soul, super huge soul. If they get that, they're going to be real happy about it.
That was a real educational moment right there, watching Belvath wail on Rammus and lose a lot of health.
Yeah. Belveth's E is a lot of rapid fire attacks.
Double bomb. Hold on. Shroud's going to go in on that, but Frog is on the backside right there, using the Scatter of the Week, and a teleport's going to come through. Nautilus hook connects, but the call is being made to run away. Bombs go out. They want disengagement, and they get it. Shen doesn't have ult yet. You don't want to start a fight right now.
Yeah, you still don't have anything up outside of turrets to take, so I think High Alert probably wants to maybe siege mid turret a little bit. I don't know if they can take it. There's decent enough wave clear on the side of Buttermilk where they can hold a little bit, but I guess they didn't have the Shen. Probably scared of a Rammus ult to dive. It was a pretty low turret. Caitlyn takes turrets pretty quick. So the lead is 4,500 now.
Right.
For High Alert.
How are you feeling about the idea that Buttermilk lifestyle scales harder than High Alert? Is that still feeling like an accurate statement? So is this like hold out, you know, until reinforcements come? Where are we at in the mindset of Buttermilk Lifestyle.
It's tricky because they do want to hold out, but there's only so much holding out you can do when you look at the objective timers as they are right now. Baron is up in a minute. It's going to be pretty hard to contest that.
Right.
But you also don't just want to give it for free. The other thing is that Dragon Soul is a minute and a half from now. So these are really pretty nice staggered timers. You get this Baron, you use it to set up your waves, you do a quick back, take your soul, and then you still have a little bit of the Baron buff to push with it. And that's a perfect world for either of these teams. Obviously, it's not as simple as, well, I'm just going to walk over and take a Baron, and then I'm going to, do all these things.
Right.
But if you're Buttermilk, you do, you're keeping one eye in the present and one eye in the future, because you do really, if I'm thinking about these from the perspective of jugglers. If I'm Belveth, I'm constantly hitting tab to see how many items Jinx has.
Right.
Right? Like, that's what I'm keeping an eye on.
Yeah.
And she's got 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
Which is good, but not quite there.
No, for where we are in the game right now, you're hoping she's a little bit further, right? Because she's got a lot of work to do. God, that brand.
She's got a ton of work to do.
Yeah. They're gonna start it up. This could be anything. This could be a bait. We don't know what the comms are like. They could say we're gonna pull off the second that we can, or we're gonna hard commit to this. Shen.
Knott's at half HP.
Shen just committed to the back. That's going to be the flash in. That's going to be the Zillion double bomb. That's going to be Syndra going down right there. But Bear ults into the back line, gets a massive shield, dual blade. The Jinx still alive. They live through it, and they're excited. They're actually going to grab the berries on the side as the fight continues. Belvath does go down. Ram is still alive, but a taunt into the back line. They've got Bullet. The zap misses, and now Caitlyn walking forward. When the headshots start coming through, we're down to a 3-3. The re-engage from the Nautilus. Jinx going to look for these rockets, but it's onto the Rammus. The damage just isn't there, and the front line succeeds and supersedes the damage that can come through as the Jinx is taken down, and You'll Be Marked is going to be stopped on accident by Kiali as the fight continues, despite what Buttermilk Lifestyle wants. Got to get out of there, got to defend your base, because you've got Caitlyn and Rammus knocking on the door.
Stopping that back, no joke, was maybe the most important thing anyone did in that entire minute of fighting, because Zillion just channeled their back. That was not only a huge fight for high alert, but they now so they win the fight, they get inhib,
they're just doing it.
They go back to Baron. Dragon is spawning. Belveth looks like they're gonna trade, which is okay, but the gold is just so much inflated.
Hey, I don't
lead now.
I gotta say this Baron, that's rough. I actually think that Buttermilk Lifestyle are getting a good end to this deal.
Yeah. Stopping the soul doesn't hurt. They also have bounties now, so they pick up a little extra gold off of that dragon. They're still in a tricky spot.
Nice double bomb though. But look at the damage that's being done, right? It's just not enough damage, and now they have to listen. Getting that dragon's good. They have to withstand this Baron push, and they feel probably not as strong as they would like to. We saw it. The Rammus unkillable, says Synergius.
That we're starting to see what I was saying in Champ Select, which is the damage profile of Buttermilk is almost entirely AD. Yes, you have an AP mid laner, but Zillion is not there for damage. Zillion is there for CC and buffing and using their ult and speeding up and slowing down. You don't have to itemize for that. You have to play around it, but you don't have to itemize for it. So Rammus is fully empowered to build all armor all the time. And as we saw in that jungle skirmish, in that last fight by Baron, it is really hard for Belveth and Jinx to not only cut through that armor, but not cut through themselves in the process.
Yeah, no, absolutely true. Playing around these team fights is so difficult, and then you think of the simplicity of the brand just dropping everything onto the target, and you can't miss, and you're always effective.
It also, and another sort of undersaid thing is just how impactful Set is in these fights, because the threat of him dropping
Nautilus ult being dropped onto Bullet. Absolutely, the front lines are being established right here, but it does look like Buttermilk's going to have to back off. The bomb's not able to do the damage or reach the targets, and Caitlyn coming through. Bullet with these massive auto attacks, just so huge, going on 3.5 items. The taunt underneath the tower, but Rammus is coming as well. Egg Robber in a little bit of trouble right here as they're going to be taunted right back. And just the tower shots, it's just not doing what you need it to do. And now they're actually pinned between a rock and a hard place as Nautilus takes a lot of damage. And we're seeing the full effect. The rocket goes through, connects with Bear, but doesn't kill him. He still lives through all that damage. And that is the problem. The tankiness coming through from High Alert is remarkable. Everything is hitting. It's just not killing.
Yeah, it's tough to kill them.
It's tough to kill them. It's tough to kill Brand. It's tough to kill Rammus. It's tough to kill Set.
Yeah.
Oh, flash away. Shroud's still going to try, but Frog, after being taunted, there's going to be the Shen ult. They're going to find themselves onto the back line.
Really
Frog
nice
is the
play.
target. That's a Shin Syndra that has gone down now, and now they need to find a way to kill the Rammus if they can. But on the other side, Quan Dual Blades going low and actually is going to get resurrected, but onto some traps right here. That is such a good pick into Zilean. You can never miss those traps. The headshot, the ult coming through right there, as now it is just a Zilean and a Shen defending the base as the towers fall around them. The Nexus, the target, and they did it. They reverse sweep. High Alert has come back and won it in game 3.
That was so well done.
Hashtag Hork up.
I think I saw a lot of people in the chat sort of questioning High Alert's draft there, but I mean, I think looking at that last 5-10 minutes of that game, that comp was firing.
Yes.
Set and Rammus were unkillable. Syndra was making nice picks. That Caitlyn had the range to deal with the carries and stay alive. And I mean, the Brand was tearing. I mean, look at that Brand damage.
Totally.
Brand was tearing them up.
Yeah, Brand was wild. Kiale on that Brand was absolutely nutters. Truly insane.
Yeah.
God, just hats off. And I think both of these teams should be really proud of themselves. Both teams played out of their minds, and I don't think there was a single time where a team just got like totally steamrolled and you were like, wow, they're just getting super outplayed. Like everybody played very, very well.
Yeah.
Bigfoot, what do you think about doing a quick interview? We'll both ask one question.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. High Alert, send one champion to us for a quick interview.
I just got to think about, well, my question's going to depend on who gets
It, of course.
sent.
Of course, absolutely. That's the real question.
Just join in here.
Oh, this, of course, is joining us for the interview. This is Bear, the legendary archetype of destruction. Sorry, architect of destruction. Bear from the top lane of High Alert. Bear, we're going to do a quick interview. We're each going to ask you one question. Bigfoot, you want to go first or second?
I would like to go second.
All right, my question's easy. Bear. Game 2. You're down 0-3-0. You're playing Yone. You've died 3 times in a row, and you run back up into top lane and you say, no, I can do it this time. What was going on there? How did you just muscle your way out of a deficit in the top lane?
I think, so first off, just say the Yone Berserker Greaves power spike is better than any power spike that Mordekaiser could have. I knew I had it. I knew that he would have a hard time getting to me and kiting me. So I mean, it was just like, I don't know. I screamed really, really loud when I solo boloed him. I was also screaming really loud when I got ganked 3 times. So that also happened. I mean, the team just telling me to calm down, relax, and kind of just put myself back out there and just do what I need to do.
Beautiful. All right, Bigfoot, you're on deck.
My question is around, I don't know how involved you are with the drafting for your team.
We all do the drafting. So.
Cool. I would love to hear a little bit about your game plan going into game 3. I noticed 2 adaptations in particular that I was really interested about in the draft. One was the set pick, which I had my own theories that I said on stream and why you picked it, but I'm curious why you decided to play set. And also the last pick, Rammus. I also want to hear about.
So, so the set pick, they banned it game 1 and 2, so I knew they would be afraid of it. But they switched out with a smaller ban, so I knew that I had like a little bit of an edge just locking set. And since he went Shen set lane is like Shen can outplay set and not let set play the game, but at the same time set just like later on can just throw him into the fray, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that wasn't I didn't think that was I knew I was gonna lock set when they locked Nautilus. Like I had no question about it. It could have been once they knocked Nautilus, they could have locked whatever they want. And then the Rammus call was Sethi. He made the call to lock Rammus when we saw Belveth Jinx, and we kind of had like this he's really good at Rammus, and I love watching him play Rammus at the same time. I mean, it was just a no-brainer in our eyes, to be honest. I mean, R5 Rammus, we knew the brand was a flex, but we knew we kind of wanted on Kiale again, because he kind of dominated the second game anyway. So I mean, it was just a no-brainer.
Yeah, I really liked both of those picks, and I was just so curious about the thought process, and that makes no sense.
Well, Bear, we said we'd ask 2 questions, and we did. You were a little bit quiet, but I have no way to control that, so I'm sorry, but you were definitely very audible. Bear, thank you so much for coming on. Any brief comments or anything else you'd like to say to the people watching?
I just want to say High Alert went 0-2 in the first 2 weeks. Now we're 1-2. I would just say watch out, because Hork up's coming. We're horking up always. So shout out Kyle for fucking carrying game 1 or game 2 and 3.
Hashtag Hork up. All right, thank you so much, Bear. We'll catch you later.
See ya.
All right, folks, this has been the Low Budget LCS. My name is LaChance, and I've been joined tonight by Bigfoot.
That's me.
Who's going to be joining me next week as well.
Next Tuesday. So we'll be hearing more of his sweet, dulcet tones. We are going to raid Blue Water Esports because they are online. We want to send you guys to another league. So get on over there, say hi, and yeah, that's the end for us, but we'll be back later this week. Join us for more low budget LCS shenaniganery. Peace out, folks.